And we're live. Here we are. My
Hello,
God,
everyone.
we did it before 8:30 or 9 o'clock. It's a freaking miracle.
We got it.
And I can hear myself great. Okay. Oh, boy. How is it going, everybody? What an episode. We got things to talk about. I mean, I don't know where Sasha stands. We'll talk about it in our review. I had a good time with this one. I really enjoyed it. People are going to complain that it's filler. People are going to say that it didn't do anything. We'll get into that in the review, but I really enjoyed it. But of course, we are joined again by Sasha. Sasha, how you doing?
I am doing great, Jack. It is Wednesday. We got a new episode of Loki. Whatever our thoughts about it, which we're going to get into, we just got to be excited that we're getting Marvel content, and we need to enjoy it because I think there's going to come a time pretty quickly next year where we're going to have these big gaps and we're going to miss the days where we had an episode to complain about. You know what I mean? So, Not saying your opinions aren't valid, everyone. I'm just saying, take it with a grain of salt and, anyways. But I'm doing great.
Good. Glad to hear. Great stuff going on here today. And got a new banner down below. Get your questions, thoughts, theories in the chat. You'll be featured in the show. We're going to have a section where we just talk to you guys. And honestly, at this point, just ask us questions because we're going to cover Loki for the first majority of the show. But then at the end, we'll just do good old Q&A because that's what we did last week. I think it was fun. We're not going to go too late again because, life. I'm working a 6-day I'm working a 6-day week this week, so I'm a little tired, but we're going to do it. But let's hit some of these chats because there are already people in here, which is great. Y'all are the real ones. Alex is in here. Hello, guys. Happy Wednesday.
Alex.
Hey, Alex. How are you doing? Jaren. Yo.
Jaren.
Two of my favorites in the house. What's up, my guy? Thank you for coming in and checking it out. Let me know what you think of this week's episode. I haven't watched anybody's reviews yet. I literally left work, drove home, watched the episode. Here I am. So I haven't watched anyone else's stuff yet.
I can vouch for this. Jack texted me. He was like, leaving work. It's going to be 45 minutes. Texted 45 minutes later. Just got home. Turning on the episode. Then I got a text that I totally forgot to reply to after credit scene. And then he was like, I sent you the link. So man has been thing to thing to thing. He's been busy. So he's fresh, though. He's fresh on the episode.
I am fresh. That's good because last week I was the opposite of fresh because I hadn't seen it for like a week and a half, because I'd seen the first two before the premiere. So I am fresh as a daisy, which I think is good because I actually feel a little more, I don't know, educated about what we're talking about, which is great. Movies and Train Studios, good evening to both of you. Good evening, sir or ma'am. I'm not sure. Good evening.
Hello to Tom Cruise in the Collateral poster and Movies and Train Studios.
Which I just, yesterday. Bam!
Nice.
Picked up yesterday.
Nice.
So that'll be watched sometime in the next year and a half. So cool. I was underwhelmed by this week's episode. I think a lot of people are going to say that. We'll get more in depth with it as we continue, but yeah. Episode is mostly dialogue heavy, character development, really had a lot of Loki lore and twists, especially a cliffhanger at the end. Yeah. Again, we're going to hop into the review again, first. I think we learned from the first live stream. Let's just hop into the review right away. So we'll hit that. I thought the episode was fine. Not necessarily the best. I'm happy they're choosing now to have an episode with downtime instead.
That's exactly
of
how
later. I was a bit underwhelmed the TVA twist though. Yeah. We're definitely going to talk about that. We'll talk about that in theories too. Hello. Good evening. I like this episode. Also love the end one-shot take. I'm going to talk about that one shot. I love a good one-shot. Amps the stakes every time we see things in one shot. Yes, it does. I will spend an entire 5 to 10 minutes talking about that one shot because I love it. Hey, Jack with the 4K transfer's a bit iffy, I have to say, but I'm glad it came to 4K. Well, I haven't seen it, so I'm sure the transfer's going to be great because I haven't seen it any other
You're not going to know the difference.
We've got Sasha's wonderful boyfriend in the house. What's good?
Thank you, Christian, for hopping on.
For the watch time. The watch time is always helpful. Let me set the mood real quick. I always forget to do this. Oh, it's not green anymore. Well, we're going to go with it anyways.
Okay.
The one shot felt like 1917 in space. Yes.
Pretty much. It definitely reminded me a lot of Ragnarok, that little setting that they were in.
Yeah.
I was like,
that.
little does 2012 Loki know that he's been somewhere very similar to this before.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed a lot about this episode, and I guess that's a hot take. So we'll get into that. But you guys are going to get just to see my wonderful body real quick as I try to make myself lighter. Yeah, I think that did the trick.
There you go.
I'm still fit. Y'all know the bane of my existence is gosh darn lighting. Here we are. Gerald Kenobi. That was brutal. Hello there. What's up, guys? What's up, man? Marvel Studio. I'm only gonna do that once every time.
Every week. You gotta do it.
I'm doing fantastic. I'm sure Sasha, you're doing great as well.
I am.
Ready to talk about some Loki. Gave me more Children of the Men vibes in 1917 personally. I haven't seen Children of the Men, but I have seen the scene you're talking about. I have seen the scene you're talking about. Yes. All right. Let's just not even fiddle around. Let's flippin' do it. All right. This is great because... Wait. Okay, pause over. It's review time, everybody. And this is great because this is the first time I'm doing... This is the only review I've done. This is the only review I'm going to do. I didn't get to see the other two early. I didn't get to see this one early. This is it. This is what you're getting. Deal with it. Bye. See ya. So let's just get into some opening thoughts, Sasha. I'll have you go first. What did you think of episode 3 of Loki overall? What were your thoughts?
Honestly, and Jared knows that I feel this way whenever he reviews something that I'm not reviewing. I'm like, this is exactly what I would have said, so there's no point in me making video. His thoughts on this episode coming at the point that it did in the season is exactly how I feel. I think if it came any later in the season, would have been over. It would have been, what am I trying to say? It would have been worse than people's current reaction to it. But if it was earlier, everything would have been rushed. So I think it's at the perfect point in the season for an episode like this to come. And I guess I'll just start with, I love this show. I love this character. That purple is my favorite color. If anyone that watches my videos, literally everything behind me is purple. So I don't really think that I could have loved the look of this episode more, I loved that. I definitely was a little underwhelmed by the story. And I think I find myself with this episode trying to parse what the strategy and formula is for each of these MCU shows. Because I feel like each of them have kind of had an episode like this where the two characters that people like the most are not really together the whole episode, or we go somewhere that's totally different than what we're used to, i.e. when I can't really picture what it would be for WandaVision, but for this really reminded me of Madripoor in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and the idea of just taking them somewhere they've never been before and kind of trying to do that sort of thing. I like the dialogue, and I think a lot of people forget that a lot of times TV is way more dialogue heavy, and I think we're used to Marvel shows where there's action pieces, which I think we got the best action piece in this season that we've gotten so far. It's just that it's paired with a kind of very sullen toned episode and much more quieter in comparison to everything before, which was a lot of shock factor. So I definitely just lie in a very kind of neutral state with this episode. If next episode is great, I'm not going to think twice about what this episode was, or if this information comes to pass later that to be, important. We had a couple great reveals, which some people are talking about in the comments, but it was not my favorite. My favorite episode is still episode 1. And this episode made me like episode 2 even more than I already did, just because of that TVA atmosphere that I love so much. And so that's what I think I didn't love too much about this episode. But what did you think, Jack?
I really liked it. Now, it might be recency bias. I literally just watched it 20 minutes ago, but I dug it. And look, someone said this I think it was my friend Koki. He said this. He says, this is the before sunrise of the MCU. If you are a fan of the Before trilogy, I think you will really enjoy this episode. So it's not filler.
That is the one thing I have to agree with.
Not filler. I am tired of everyone always calling everything that doesn't have a lot of action filler. It's not filler. Stop it. Stop it with the filler. Stop it. I've gone on some heavy rants lately, especially in my Pixar ranking, which y'all have been blowing up. So thank you. It is not filler. We got the most action in this season in this episode. And you want to call this filler? We got and because usually people call episodes filler when there's not a lot of action, there's not a lot of spectacle. We got the most action in the series so far this episode. Y'all are wrong. It's not filler. But and I know I'm gonna push aside. For real though, I love the conversations. I'm a big in media in general conversation guy. Action's great. I love the portal sequence in Endgame. I love that final battle. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I love it. But I love something like the Before trilogy, where it is two people walking around a city aimlessly, not knowing where they're going or what they're doing. There's not really any plot at all. And they're just having conversations about, pardon my French, random shit. It's literally what it is. And if you guys have seen the Before trilogy, you know what I'm talking about. But it works because you care about the characters in a way, in some weird way, that you are genuinely interested in what they are talking about. Is Sylvie, which we got a name for Lady Loki now, is she or Loki like gonna ever find love? Maybe, but let's be real here. Sylvie might, because we've kind of teed that up. But like, is Loki really ever gonna find love? That may never come to pass, but it still resonates to people out here in the real world. Those conversations are impactful for people. And I love that, because no, they're not talking about Thanos or the fate of the world or any of this stuff. They're talking about regular human stuff, which makes us, it brings us in. It brings us closer to them. They feel more human, even though they're not. They're gods. They're immortal. They're whatever you want to call them. So I really like that they did that. And also the conversations they were interesting. I was intrigued. I really enjoyed that. And the other thing I want to, the other point I want to make here is we don't need the TVA in every episode.
It's true.
We don't. Everyone's mad that
it's not called TVA. It's called Loki.
It's called Loki. This was the best episode because we really got to see Loki just chilling. I know that sounds bad, but it's kind of good, because the thing I love about this series so much, the thing that this series is doing so well, is it is making Loki an actual person. He's always been the side hoe. Always. No, I know.
That's a perfect description.
The way I say that, but he's
Marvel uses him when they want, and when they don't need him, they just
kill him and make emotion, and then they bring him back and like, ha, fooled ya. He's here again. Like, they always use him kind of as a rag doll. This is giving him personality. This is giving him character. So, with having these random discussions with Sylvie, aka Lady Loki, you start to really get to know him as a person. You get to see his feelings and his emotions, how he thinks about things. I love that. And you know what? And another thing, sorry, I know I'm rambling.
Go off, Jack.
But I haven't really had a forum to talk about this because I just watched it. This is going to be more than one season. It's going to be more than one season. Everyone's all mad because it's like, this is a filler episode. We're halfway through the season. We only have 3 episodes left. We got 3 more episodes left in this season. Then season 2 is going to come around. And you know what? If the story doesn't end there, guess what's going to happen? Season 2 is going to come around, and we're going to pick up right where we left off. Give me a break, guys. Come on.
I mean, I totally have to agree in the sense that, like, when people talk about a filler episode, what they're referencing is what TV was like 20 years ago, when a network show was required to have 22-ish episodes if it was a comedy, or like, I don't know what it was for a drama, but say 22-ish episodes, right? And you genuinely do not have enough money to make all of those the same quality, and you do not have enough story to make all of those as interesting. And like people like remember bottleneck episodes because they have to be super creative and super well written because your characters are like you're trying to save money and they're in one spot. And that's where like the idea of like a filler episode comes from, of like it's literally about nothing. You don't like you could cut it out and you don't need it. In these shows, I think what people are forgetting, and they need to have at least I try to have this mindset, just because like these Marvel shows, like they're all going to be overhyped to some extent because all of us are such big fans, and this is the first time they're doing this. Like this is the first time they are seriously integrating these characters into television in a way that they didn't with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and they didn't with Agent Carter. But if Marvel didn't think this episode was important, okay, if they didn't feel like this was a necessary addition to the story that they're trying to tell, right, they could have made it a 5-episode season. Marvel and Disney don't need to pay anyone to make it a 5-episode season. In fact, it would probably save them more money, specifically with that one-shot action sequence at the end. Do you know how much money that probably cost for it to be a filler episode? Now, I understand when people use the word filler, it's like an easy way to say like, I didn't like the episode because I didn't feel like anything was important. But like, just switch the cap and just say, instead of like, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Listen, like when I make letterbox ratings, I don't make it for like this movie was cinema or not. I rank it because I like the movie or I don't like the movie. So I totally think that's valid. But I'm also saying that like, if you're trying to like seriously try to find a silver lining with these things, put on the cap of like, what is Marvel trying to say with this episode? And I totally agree with you, Jack, that what they're trying to do in this episode is make Loki look at a different version of himself that he thinks he understands everything about, because he's kind of a smart ass. Like that's just who Loki is. And then he meets this person who, in a lot of ways, and what I think was actually interesting about the episode, has had it super like way worse than him, and has been this way because of survival. Whereas Loki, it's been a matter of choice. Their reaction to like not having a plan says a lot about who they are as characters and what they've done. Loki gets drunk and chills out because everything's just going to work out for him. He literally doesn't die. Like we've seen him die how many times? Backstab people, backstab Thor. Someone at the end of the day helps him out. This other Loki, Lady Loki, Sylvie, clearly hasn't had that happen, and that's why she's on edge. That's why she's trying to rest so she can make the best.
Always looking over her shoulder.
Right, exactly. And I think that speaks volumes just about where we're supposed to go for the rest of the season. And I've seen a couple people in my comments on my video today say like, I think we may have had it backwards with how we align ourselves with the TVA or with the or with Lady Loki, and it may be the opposite. And I think what this episode is just trying to do is, whether Lady Loki ends up being the villain or the TVA ends up being the villain, to like realize that these things are way more complicated than just Avengers good, whoever the other person is bad. And like I don't know, like I'm try to be optimistic about things, so I try to look for the purpose and what all of these things are, because they're trying to tell a story. And like I get it if people didn't enjoy it as much, but you get 3 more episodes, and I totally agree with Jack. Like this is probably, of all the shows thus far, this is going to be the one that has multiple seasons, because they don't need to bring this character back into the movies. They really don't. Like there's not a reason to, and they need to have a show at some point that's like The Mandalorian, where they have multiple shows or a spin-off, or multiple seasons, and a spin-off or something like that from it. I think they know what they're doing. I don't know. I totally understand where your critique is coming from. I feel the same way. But like, look for that silver lining, and don't be so quick to be like, this episode was horrible and the writers are losing me, and like I have a terrible opinion about the rest of the season now, because the next 3 episodes could be 2 hours, you know? Like honestly, for those of you who didn't like it, be glad it was 10 minutes less than the other ones. Like I personally thought that was an indication of that is how long they believed this episode needed to be. It was 42 minutes. It needed to come at 0.3. They're not perfect. The MCU is not perfect. What can I say? You know?
Yeah, but I mean, even to that vein, it may not be the best episode, which I personally think it's really good. But what is bad?
Yeah.
I hate to harken again back to my my Pixar ranking, but that's the whole argument with Loki that I just hate. I mean, Luca. Apologies. That's the whole thing about Luca. The whole argument about Luca that I just hate. Oh, it's not as good as Toy Story, so it's a trash movie. No. What is bad?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Thor: The Dark World is bad. The Incredible Hulk is bad. But like, what really is bad? You know, and I swear I'm going to get to more good review stuff, but I just kind of got to get my thoughts out there because this is what I've been seeing on social media. Just because you don't get everything that you want doesn't make the episode bad. I think this is probably one of the best sequenced, best written, best shots, and best choreographed episodes of any MCU TV so far. Yeah, I'd go out on that limb. And we'll get into some more specifics in a little bit, but just because there's not a lot of action, which again, this is like the most action we've had in any of the episodes, just want to really harken that back for everyone. It didn't further the plot that much. Fine. But that doesn't make it a bad episode. You know what I mean? So let's just move past that because let's get into some of the other good stuff. I really liked Sylvie, Lady Loki. I don't remember who the actress is, but
Sophia DiMartino.
Yes, she's great. She plays a great version of Lady Loki. Of Loki, like you're looking at Loki, you know, as a different type of Loki. I liked her. I thought she was great. I thought she added a lot. She had some. She wasn't like I was worried. I thought she was going to be a little tense and stuck up and in her ways, but you know, like when they were sitting at the table on the train, she kind of let loose, just had some conversations, and I really liked that. I thought that she really brought an interesting dynamic. What was your thoughts on Lady Loki or Sylvie?
I definitely feel the same way. I really liked her in the more loosened up. I think what I liked most about her, I think even though she's supposed to be playing a variation of the same characters as Tom Hiddleston is playing, it was able to be imbued in both in the writing of how the character's backstory is and also like Sophia DiMartino's performance of her. I feel like she is a very great foil version of Loki of like, oh, I knew I was adopted. Oh, well, I didn't. I didn't have siblings. I did. Like there's that back and forth that I like. Like she's a character that's specifically been created to make Loki look at himself a different way or to give us as an audience a different perspective of everything that's been going on. And like the MCU knows what they're doing. When they cast Owen Wilson, they know we're going to like Owen Wilson. Okay. I don't think Owen Wilson has ever played the bad guy in his life, or at least where someone didn't like him as the bad guy. And so I feel like if we're supposed to, at this point, question the TVA, we need to have someone who has reasonable credibility. I think Sylvie as Lady Loki or Lady Loki Sylvie is the perfect like person to do that. And I enjoyed the dynamic between them. Even though it's different than Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston's dynamic, I still liked it.
Yeah, I mean, you can have more than one duo, I really think. And I think that they both duos are great. And just a little side note before we move on, she's a freaking badass too. Like she took on those TVA agents and those train guards like nothing. Like she's freaking awesome. So I really enjoyed that. But I want to get to this one part because I gotta talk about it. The mother effing one shot. We did that thing. That thing happened. Okay. If y'all don't know, because I know some of you are new here and thank you for 700 subscribers. Some of you are new here, so I'm a big cinematography guy. I'm a big shot composition guy. I'm a big how you frame up shots, how you capture events in media. Big one-shot guy. So that's a little background on myself. They brought the freaking one-shot to the MCU. I'm so happy. And you know what? Completely different side note. This makes me 10 million times more excited for the Eternals.
Yeah.
Because they let someone come in and do something cinematic that hadn't really been done before in the MCU and let them go for it. Because that was a tough shot to get because you got the explosions, the CGI of the buildings falling, you got all these people. That's a tough one take to really choreograph and get right. So I love that because obviously Kevin Feige and all the people in charge of Marvel were like, yes, you want to do this, do it. They gave Chloe Zhao all the freedom, and I am so freaking excited because she won a freaking Academy Award for a reason. But I love that we get to see Loki use telekinesis, which is freaking awesome. Hoist that damn building back up, which I thought was so cool. And that's something harkening back to what we talked about last week. We are getting to see Loki and truly his powers, see what he's capable of. It's like Ragnarok for Thor, where we really get to see what Thor is capable of. This is Loki's version of Ragnarok.
Training wheels are off.
Yes, absolutely. We are getting to see what he's capable of, because all we've ever seen from him are gimmicks. That's it. That's all we've ever seen. Because again, he's the side piece. We never get to see him in his full form. Now that he's in the forefront, we get to see him do all of these amazing things that we didn't even know he was capable of. Well, people that read the comics did, but for us, I don't know, unlearned, it's awesome. So what are your thoughts? We'll just talk about the finale in general. What are your thoughts about this finale? Like you already mentioned the setting. I think the setting's awesome, but what were your overall thoughts of this finale?
I definitely liked this episode. I will say I didn't love the cliffhanger of this one as much as I did the other two, which obviously, I mean, like last episode, we were under the impression that multiverse had been achieved, which wasn't really addressed in this episode, and we'll get to that later. I didn't like the cliffhanger as much, but I do appreciate the setup of the end scene, because in this episode, and I talked about this a little bit in mine when we were talking about like cinematography, the one-shot take of that action sequence is so overwhelming. You're not even sure where Lady Loki and in a good way. Let me clarify. Yeah. Loki and Lady and Sylvie, you don't know where they are at certain points. Like are they hitting people? Are people hitting them? Are they like shapeshifting? Are they using powers? Like that sort of thing. It's very overwhelming. But what I liked about this episode was both of Lady Loki and Loki, who are supposed to be like superior to all the TVA agents, the way they're shot in this episode is from a very like bird's eye perspective to make them like seem very small and like that they're in this world, they're stuck there, which goes along with the whole point of like we're stranded here. Like by the end, by that sequence, they can't get out. Like, and they're realizing that at the cliffhanger. And I just think that that sequence to culminate an episode where it's like, okay, they're trekking somewhere, and then to show they literally can't move, but all of this is going on around them. They can't get to where they're going. I thought it was great, and I totally agree. I think the best part of Phase 4 for me, my anticipation is just seeing what the MCU is going to level up and seeing people's reaction to it. Because, like, not that I care if critics like MCU movies. They're always going to have their gripes with it, whatever. They can do what they want. But, like, I think being able to have these sequences, these shots. I mean, I saw stills this morning from a tweet I retweeted from episode 2 of Loki, and I was stunned. Like, if no one had told me that that was an MCU, or if I had to pick MCU or not and didn't know, I'd probably say, like, it's not, just because that's not how I think of the MCU. I think of it as more story as opposed to visual. This episode totally put that notion to shame, and, like, that's what I love. I totally agree with you with bringing Chloe Zhao on, with Taika Waititi having more control of just Thor, and that franchise, like, having these specific directors or creatives be able to say, like, this is the vision we have for this series. Like, I love it because we're getting to see different things that we've never seen before, and it's so exciting.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just, and you say it's like a whole leveling up, like each phase they've leveled up in one way, shape, or form. You know, in phase 1, it's let's just lay the groundwork. In phase 2, it's okay, let's level up. Let's see how we can lay more groundwork, but also start to create this coherent story between everyone. Phase 3 is, all right, let's tie everything into a bow and create a huge epic finale. Yeah. And now phase 4 is, all right, everyone knows we can do the big stuff. Now let's do it and make it look damn good. And I think Kevin Feige took those comments from Martin Scorsese and said, hold my beer. Here we go. We're leveling the F up. Like, because I keep getting giddy over Eternals. It's going to be a freaking masterpiece. I'm telling you, it's going to get nominated for Best Picture. I really hope it does. I don't think it'll win because, again, it's an MCU, and people and the Academy is just against superhero movies. But Black Panther got a nomination, rightfully so. And now it's 10 movies for Best Picture. It has to be 10. Throw Eternals in there.
Yeah.
Do it now. Do it. So yeah, I freaking love that finale. For the cliffhanger for me, I kind of liked it because I'm like, I didn't expect that. Yeah. I didn't expect expect it, because usually in these stories it's like, oh well, they're gonna figure it out because they have to, they got to get back to they got to figure this out. And then when they didn't, and you see Lady Loki in the back, which I thought was really funny, she just is kind of like, she's like turns around and walks away.
Yeah, she just
I thought
gives
that
up.
was so funny. I was like, oh crap, they're stuck. And I like that, because it's like now I know everyone in the comments is going to come and really stone me over this. It's like an Infinity War, small scale Infinity War, small scale, because after Infinity War, we're like, well, what the flip are they going to do now? And we didn't expect it. In Loki, it's like, well, what the hell are they going to do now? Now, I do have a theory that we'll talk about later. If it happens, I might be a little disappointed. But, well, because I just came up with this theory right now, which I should probably write down so I don't forget it. But, yeah, I liked it. I guess I'm going to be like the one person on the internet that like really liked this episode.
I don't think you're the only person. I also think there's a collective right now of like people are realizing that they want to say like, oh, everyone's just so divided, or like reviews are really mixed. Reviews are pretty much really mixed for everything depending on who you talk to. And so I feel like, I don't know, like I think I have a little bit, like I feel like it was more, it's more on me that my expectations were different for what this episode would be than like what they gave me. Because what they gave me objectively was like, I thought it was really good. I just don't, for what my expectation was, it was different. So you may be the only vocal person who really liked it, because people might be backing away from it now, especially with other people's opinions. But I don't think you're crazy at all for liking it. I liked it. I'm kind of just neutral on it, honestly, in the ranking. This is why I'm glad I'm not doing like episode rankings for these, because I would say something 1 minute about this and it'd be like 4-star out of 5, and then I'd say something that'd be like, oh, it's a 2.5 or 3, and I just switch back and forth. So like, yeah, I mean, I just love the MCU, so I'm not like all of it. What else? I mean, that's kind of it. Didn't we kind of cover everything? I think so. Well, I do want to talk about, just because I don't know how many people are talking about the scene in the beginning where she's doing the margaritas with the TVA agent. Yeah, like Minutemen or Minutewoman or whatever. And I thought that was great. I think that, honestly, that sold me on her as a character, Sylvie as a character, because I could see the Loki side of her of being mischievous, but I also felt like she had way more of a plan than Loki's ever had, or way more of like I mean, she even says like a plan has steps.
But she also says, I've been doing this for years.
Yes.
It's taken me years. So
I really did like that introduction, because I won't say I wasn't sold on her as a character, and I knew she was going to show up because everyone had speculated and whatever. But at the end of last week's episode, like you said, I thought she was going to be like, oh, okay, we're going to have to deal with this really annoying, snooty character who, like, she's going to constantly on this superior train with Loki. And then when it was like, oh, they're together this whole episode, I was like, ooh, I don't know. But that scene totally changed my mind, and was like, not only as a character am I fascinated because she has a plan and she's clearly got a purpose with this, and two, like, her powers are cool, and just the way they introduced her. And I got a lot more feel for Sophia DiMartino's like range as an actress, and I really liked that in that scene. So I think that was a nice addition.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have something else to talk about. The whole TVA reveal.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to talk too much about it, because a lot of that ties into some of the theories we have.
Okay.
And I think this episode of Theory Time is going to be big, because I got some big theories I want to talk about. But what a bombshell.
I know.
Because I legitimately believed, like, and yeah, propaganda, missed minutes, all that, but I legitimately believed that
Owen Wilson told us he's been there his whole life. So who are we to question him?
I know, you bring him in.
Owen Wilson.
Like, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, you're sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I did. I was like, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, but why do we believe anything they say? Like, what?
I know.
It's Loki, God of mischief. Why are we believing anything anyone is saying in the show? Why are we believing anything? Well, you can't trust anyone. can't even trust Owen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sasha, I'm gonna break your heart. We can't even trust Owen Wilson at this point.
I know. Well, I will say, I guess my opinion on that reveal, and this isn't really a theory because I don't know that I have anything like intelligent enough or put together enough to form into theory. But like, I think with that reveal, like it makes sense. I think, I know, Jack, I don't think you've watched Doctor Who, you said, but if anyone in the chat has watched it, I love the Doctor in Doctor Who, how he's like super fascinated with like human things, because like he's an alien and he's not used to them, and like it could be the most mundane stupid human thing, but he like loves it because it's like it's weird and it's different, kind of like in The Little Mermaid. She's like, it's a fork, like, and all that kind of stuff. So I loved Owen Wilson's infatuation with like the jet ski and the idea of owning a jet ski and that sort of thing. And like I almost wanted him to like retire and get a jet ski, like in Men in Black, what Tommy Lee Jones's character in Agent Black, like he's like just retires and goes to work at the post office and whatever. But like I definitely think that was something that people definitely saw it coming, but I think we all were kind of just under the assumption that like they wouldn't lie to us about that. And now I'm really interested to see where it goes on. And I love the casualness with which Sylvie says to Loki, like, yeah, no, they're all like kidnapped. What? Because he even convinced himself that they must be telling the truth, because he was so suspicious of them for a majority of last week's episode. And then because of all of this, he's like, okay, well, maybe like, you know, I wouldn't trust me if I was someone else, so maybe they are telling me the truth, you know, like he almost convinced himself. And then for her to just say it so nonchalantly and him to be like, wait a minute, like that doesn't add up. Like I am really excited to see where that goes next week.
It all makes sense now. Owen Wilson's character owned a jet ski before he came to TVA.
Exactly.
Holy mother of God. I just had that brain blast right now.
The Space Lizards probably just snatched him off his little jet ski.
Yeah, for real.
Wiped his memory and just said, you're an agent here now. Which I was going to say, the fact that the people have varying ages, because the idea of like, oh, you've worked here for so many millennium or whatever, time works differently here, blah, 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 blah. But like, I like the aspect of giving us an organization that the people, I think, within the TVA are trustworthy, because I genuinely don't believe that like,
I don't think they know
Agent Mobius knows that he was kidnapped. He probably has some faint memory of a jet ski and that's where his interest comes from. But like, it's in a way where he's almost been wiped clean and just small parts of him. Like, I don't think anyone there, with the exception of maybe Ravonna Renslayer, the judge, she may know a little bit more of what's going on. But I also don't know, because wouldn't that be perfect to have the person taking your direct orders and overseeing everyone else, that she's just as brainwashed as any of the agents or Minutemen? Like, I think that's very interesting concepts.
Yeah, I don't buy that though. But I didn't buy anything last week, and now I'm like, okay, but it all makes sense now. I don't know, but closing thoughts. We're gonna hit more stuff in theories, which if you're watching on the replay or you're watching this video separately, that video will be out in the next few days as well. Closing thoughts.
I think overall this episode is overhated. I've realized that things that don't stick to a specific formula within a franchise get overhated, either by people who don't like the fact that there's a formula to begin with, or by people who like the formula, and when it's not obeyed to or it changes within a series, they're uncomfortable with that. And I'm not trying to get on anyone or tell anyone they're wrong for their opinions. I just think this episode is overhated. My entire impression of this episode will really be shaped by the next episode. But I think if people didn't have such high expectations for a Marvel TV show, and this was any other characters on any other network or streaming platform, they would feel totally differently about this episode. Or if they could binge watch the series, they would feel totally differently. Mm-hmm. But because we aren't used to waiting a week for an episode, and we have these high expectations for Marvel shows, this episode is getting unfair treatment. Kind of the way when WandaVision first came out, people were like, this is horrible. When now that we've had other shows that have pros and cons, like we can compare them. And people are waiting for a season of Marvel television
that's just like
that they 100% love. Yes, and it's just like a movie. There is not a single movie in the MCU that everyone likes. People have problems with Endgame, even though I would say that's one of the most popular. People have problems with Infinity War. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even Thor Ragnarok has its haters. So, like, all of us have just got to, like, I don't know. We're not theorizing the season, but now our expectations are we're getting a little ahead of ourselves with what we expect.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I echo what you say. I mean, I already went on my 4-hour rant at the beginning. It should be good that it goes away from the formula.
Yeah.
That means it's trying something, you know.
But it's still kind of following the formula of having characters talk out what they need to talk out or going to a different place, even like the Madripoor thing. Like we learn more about Zemo or had things with Sam and Bucky be put in context because of what Zemo said. Same way we're having stuff with Loki be put in context of Sylvie's opinion and stuff like that. Like, it's just different, guys.
Look for the deeper meanings. Don't just go base level. I think that's another thing is like people hate episodes like this because they're not looking for the deeper meanings. You know, for like you and me, we don't just watch TV or movies, but we take in TV or movies and we really digest what's being said. What are the themes? How is it being put on the screen? Now, if you don't want to do that, which doesn't really take that much brain power, I don't think, but if you don't want to do that and you just want to, then fine, you're going to hate it. Right. But episodes like this are great if you really want to take it in and like find the deeper meaning, because that's what these are. These are stories with deeper meanings. So there you go.
And I just think as a society too, we're just not as a society, whatever. But like, I don't think people, that's what I was trying to make reference to. I don't feel like people are, and I feel very passionately about this because I'm like, when people were like, oh, they're releasing episodes of The Mandalorian weekly, I hate that. Or like, they're releasing episodes weekly. It's like, guys, like, this is how people watch television from its inception to like 5 years ago. Like, still people watch television. I watch This Is Us weekly at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays when it comes out.
I watched Arrow weekly. I watch it weekly all the way up until its finale.
And people forget, I think, that we've become a little spoiled as TV enjoyers, that we wait until a season comes out on Netflix. And if you're able to do that, then I totally understand that you'd rather wait and binge the whole thing. But like, don't have your gripe because one episode is not what you wanted it to be. Do not call it filler, because next week, if it's more of the same, you don't have 2 filler episodes in a 6-episode season. Like, you don't have any filler. The fat is already cut out of these shows. Anyways, sorry. I don't mean to go on a rant on anyone. I just feel like sometimes the way that we watch television now shapes people's opinion of the awesome work that's being done just because they're like, they want it now.
It's not filler. Everything is where it's supposed to be. This episode was as long as it was supposed to be. It was where it needed to be. It hit what it needed to hit. The MCU is very calculated. Don't we trust Kevin Feige? Isn't the saying in Kevin Feige we trust? Like, isn't that the saying? I trust him. Let it happen. Review over.
There you go.
All right, let's hit some of these chats. A lot of chats, which thank you guys. That's awesome. And then like we did last time, we'll hit theories at the end, which I got some spicy ones this week. Which one's actually from someone at work. So I'm not going to take credit for that one, but someone at work had this theory. Love the ending retro 60 song at the end. I like that too, because I was like, what's going on here? What's happening?
The music in the show. Yeah, the music in the show, both like the score and the inclusions, like last week, and I totally forgot to talk about this last week, the beginning of the Need a Hero, or that song from Shrek 2.
The fact that they used that is so
was
good.
Incredible. That was like, the usage of music in this show is so on brand with what the show is, and it's just so well thought out and so good. And I love the music in this series.
How are we not gonna how is that not talked about more? I saw one person tweet about it, which was great, but how is that not?
I know.
How are we not talking about that more? Like, that's peak at like one of the best moments in the MCU, just for that song alone. Movies and Trains. I'm on the same page as Sasha. I give it a 75 as an overall score. I'd probably give it an 85.
I don't know what I would give it. I mean, genuinely, like, these episodes, and I say this each week with my High School Musical reviews, just because I'm like, I think so highly of an episode, then the next episode outdoes it. And so it's like, I gave it a 4.5. Can I, like, now I guess that's in comparison to this, it's a 4. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't do the numbers. And so I feel like...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, that's where I feel like with these episodes, like, I just give my initial thoughts for that week and, like, try to take it as a collective and then, like, look outward as I continue to go forward with these shows. And, like, I just think with this one, if next week's episode is a combo of this episode and episodes 1 and 2, like, I'm going to love it. And then I'm not going to care that this episode, because it's going to have given me information I needed, you know?
Yeah. And that's why I go about these the way I do. I treat it as a long movie. I wait till the season's over. Then I give my rating.
Yeah.
Then I do my series review, because take it as a collective. Like I said, this is going to be a 6-hour movie. Take it like that. That's why I go about it that way. I think WandaVision did it in the episode when Wanda was in the house almost the whole time and Vision was off with Darcy the Circus. Maybe I forgot which episode that was. I mean, I think it's the episode with Agatha when she's going through her past, because she's not in the Hex. Because we're talking about going to a different place. She's in the Hex the entire time, but like when she's there, she's still technically in the Hex, but she's not.
Yeah, and I think even that just speaks more to the not to beat the dead filler horse for too long when it's already down, but like
Vision was too much filler.
but for instance, so 3 people in the comments now I've seen. So Jaren's got an episode he thinks is the filler episode, or not the filler, but the episode that I'm describing of like they go somewhere where they're not with their usual duo and they're not where they usually are. You have an episode, Jaren has an episode, and someone else in the comments, I don't know where it went, has an episode like that. So it's like, and then I would say mine could kind of be all of those. So I feel like it's like, if it's that many episodes, then that just speaks to our subjective taste and like different takes on different episodes, and feel like, I don't know. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, Jaren, like, I totally agree with you. Like, it's just, people can apply that term to whatever they just don't like. Yes, like Ricardo.
Previous episode left in a cliffhanger, and this one doesn't address it, but uses to reshape the perspective going into the next one. Yeah. 10 out of 10. There is a direct homage to Before Sunrise when they're saying at the table talking. Yes.
And they're on a train.
And they're on a mother effing train. I freaking love it. Because I love those movies so much. Marvel Studio is agreeing to somebody up there. I thought Lady Loki was pretty random this episode. She just kind of seemed like a one-noted version of Loki. I disagree. Or no, I disagree. If you know, you know.
I feel like, I guess this criticism, again, not trying to say like it's everyone's opinion, but we've had so much time with Loki. I mean, we've known him for 10 years now, so if not longer. So like, yeah, in comparison, like she literally specifically didn't give as much information as he was giving, because she's trying to withhold that, because that's who she is as a character. Like, we don't know that much about her. So like, yeah, to us, she is a little bit one-sided, one-noted. Like, she's not fully developed yet, because we haven't seen that from her. We haven't been alone with her either. Like we were alone with John Walker in episode 2 and throughout Falcon Winter Soldier to get to know his side of things even. We haven't done that with her yet.
Yeah. And I genuinely don't know if we will. But I think
I don't think so.
Did a great job at doing her justice.
Yeah.
I think. I'd give the episode a 74. Love the original Thor reference in this episode.
Yes.
Yes.
That was amazing. Amazing.
Because it shows they are brothers. They may not be blood, but they are brothers. And I absolutely love that.
I do really love how this show, and Michael Waldron, the executive producer, someone asked him, like, are some of these things intentional references? How many references do you have to other things? Because obviously there's so many MCU movies that at any point we could be like, oh, this looks like this, or this looks like something in a trailer that we're about to see, or blah, 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 whatever. But he was saying that I'm sure this is an intentional reference. It wouldn't be a reference to anything else. But also in the first episode, Loki getting out of the sand is supposed to be a reference to in Iron Man when the armor is in the sand. And so, like, I don't know. I love that they're using these television shows to be a little tongue-in-cheek with themselves in what they've accomplished, because they have. Like, they've made the accomplishment now. Like, why not expand on it creatively, poke fun at it, do whatever? And I think, yeah, I just love these self-aware references. It's so good.
Yeah. Sideho Loki, he from the streets. Still, even being the most underwhelming episode for me, I like this more than every episode of almost every episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier and the finale of WandaVision, a show I love. It's not bad at all. That's what I'm saying. I think Loki is by far, and look, I love Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I love those characters. But even me, as a lover of those characters, can say I think Loki is the best show so far. And that's not recency bias. I legitimately believe that.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
I think the best episodes from each of the Marvel shows thus far, episodes 4 and 5 of WandaVision, episodes 2 and 6 of The Falcon and Winter Soldier, and episode 2 of Loki. I couldn't tell you what those other episodes are because I just don't remember, but I'm sure. Episode 4 is the one where they're outside of the Hex for the first time. Episode 5 is the one where Evan Peters shows up, which episode 5 is my favorite episode. Falcon and Winter Soldier. Episode 2 is the first one where they go on the trucks. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember. Episode 6 is the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sasha gets this. A perfect example of a filler episode is season 3, episode 2 of Friends, the one where no one's ready, all in Monica's apartment, reliant on personality and dialogue only.
Yes. These are called bottle episodes. I always call them bottleneck episodes, but the point is that it's like you can't fit anymore. And usually, like, there's been some great ones. Like, there's one that I've never seen because I still haven't finished Breaking Bad, but like the fly episode, and everyone says you can skip it because they're just like chasing a fly around. But it's like, it's the point of them is to save money in the budget, but still equal the same amount of episode count. Because in traditional network television, you have to hit 100 episodes, which is usually about 5 seasons ish of like 20 episode seasons to get syndicated, to like sell it to make more money and like rewatches and stuff. So that's why these episodes exist. So like there was a purpose for them back in the day, but like even this episode Jaren is talking about, this is one of the best episodes of Friends. Like just because of how well written it is. And like that's the thing is like people aren't looking at the dialogue within this episode and the importance of that dialogue. They're just like, it wasn't as funny as last week's episode, or it didn't have like as much happen, or there's shock value wasn't there because nothing, I don't know. It's just, plus there's a whole genre of like of like what people call nothing happens movies. Like the Before series or Before trilogy is like a perfect example of that. That doesn't mean they're not great movies or not beautiful. It's just your opinion.
They're perfect movies. Perfect. A lot happened here. It's not filler. Michael Scott gif. Thank you. I literally did that in the office yesterday. I literally did a thank you moment. You could say this episode was perfect for the establishment of Sylvie's character.
Mm-hmm.
She no longer lurks in the shadows, but is now in the forefront. We can sympathize with her. Yes.
Exactly.
Wholeheartedly agree. Jaren coming in with the spicy.
Thank you, Jaren. Thank you.
Man, if you're still here, you're great. She also makes Loki's troubled past pale in comparison to hers. Like, dude, cry me a river. Yes.
This was what I talked about a lot. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is what I talked about. Or like, yeah, your brother was the favorite. Okay, like my mom died. Like, what do you want to talk? Like, Loki goes on this whole ramble about how his mom taught him magic, and like how we all know his mother is fresh on his mind because he just learned that she dies. Pretty much and partially his fault. And like he's just learned this, and like he's reminiscing, and she's like, okay, yeah, so your dad chose your brother to be the king of Asgard, whatever. Like,
cry me a river.
Exactly. Or, oh, they never told you that you were adopted, and you're sad about that, even though your family loved you. Like, they told me I was adopted and treated me totally different my whole life. So like everything he thought he wanted in life, or every chip on his shoulder, she's like, dude, let me put this in perspective for you. And that is what I loved about this episode. And that's what I feel like people are like, it's filler. They're just taught. Like, no, that's important, because this Loki is being shaped directly in how the kind of character he's going to grow into be because of what these other characters are telling him now. Because we know him, we see different sides of him, but like there's now with that information, who's to say he would do all the same things that he did in all the previous movies where we saw him, Mm-hmm. But I totally agree. Yeah. She said, shut up. She 100. Said, stop.
She's like, chop, please. Apparently, Luca's very mixed. Yeah. I've said my piece about it.
I've yet to watch it. And I think, honestly, it just kind of came down to, I was excited when the trailers dropped. And then when it got pulled from theaters, I was just like, okay, well, I can watch it whenever I want. So
mm-hmm. It's free. Too,
and then, right. Yeah. And so like everyone having their reviews at this point and seeing that it's mixed, it wasn't like it's so amazing and I was like, okay, like I'll rush to go watch it, or it's so bad that I totally read off my list. There's other stuff I've got time for right now, so I'm not gonna put that at the top.
I've already got my thoughts on it. You can go check out my, not even my review. Go watch my ranking. I really get into my ranking. That ranking is off the chains. Yeah, dude. Congrats on 700 subs.
Yes, round of applause for Jack, everyone.
This is where I'll make my spiel. Yeah, thank you guys. I mean, it means the world, because I talked about this a little bit with Sasha beforehand. It's harder for, and we're going to pull a Lady Loki, because people have much harder lives than I do. And I'm going to say that right up front. Like the people in India, I'm praying for the people in India. They're still dealing with COVID, which is absolutely just terrible. And I pray that they get better soon. But in my life, I don't have the luxury anymore where I can just take whatever time I want to put out whatever content I want whenever I want. But it's for a good reason, though. Like, I freaking love my job. I love it. I love going to work every day. I don't dread going to work. I freaking love it. I love the people. I love the work. I love the industry I'm in. So, but with that, you got to make some sacrifices. So it's not as easy for me as some of my other friends. Like Sasha's been freaking killing it. Chris has been killing it. Trevor, Jennifer hit 700 about a week or so ago. Jaren is doing fantastic. It's not as easy for me because I just don't have the time I can put forward to it. But I'm still trying to grind as much as I can. So, yeah, my growth is going to be slower. I've come to terms with that. I understand that. This is not my job. This is my hobby. More important things in life. But I do appreciate it. I started off the year really hot. Like, I started off the year with 500 subscribers. So I started off the year really hot. And I've gotten to meet great people. I've gotten to meet Sasha. I've gotten to meet Jennifer and all of these fantastic people along the way. And I appreciate it. Now, what you can do, because we're not done, I want to hit 1,000. That's the ultimate goal. If I hit 1,000 and then I never grow again, I will die a happy man. What you can do, because I know everyone in here is subscribed already. If you're here, you're subscribed. Go share. If you got other film friends, say, hey, this guy's pretty cool. Or, hey, he does these cool live streams, with Sasha, who's also awesome, who you should also go subscribe to. Share. Get it out there. Retweet. Like, go to my Twitter, because I post up, I get like 1 like and 1 retweet, and it's always just my mom, which I appreciate my mom, but it's always just my mom. I know some of y'all follow me. Like, retweet, get it out there. That's how we grow. But I'm going to end my spiel there. I thank you all. We've continued to grow. That the day I hit it, I was like 700, 699, 700, 699. So I teetered, but now we're at around 705, things like that. So I appreciate it. I really do appreciate you guys. And here's to many more. Cool. All right. I'm going to stop talking about myself. Well, okay, here we go. Jack, if you're a big fan of cinematography, you have to see Children of Men. Yes, I will see it. I've seen that sequence you're talking about. I've seen it on YouTube. It's great. I will watch it. I think that the ending of the episode is awesome, and the visuals and action are great, but I was just bored by it. I can understand that. I mean, it's. I get your opinion. I can understand that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not, and I've said this before. Like, I like a movie that I think is beautiful in a lot of ways, but that I don't particularly enjoy is The Florida Project. The story is there, the visuals are there, everything that should make it a movie, that's great, and it was recognized by the Academy in multiple ways. It just wasn't for me. So I totally, like, I don't mean to say, like, stop calling it a filler episode to, like, rain on people's parades or tell them their opinion isn't as valid as, like, or that you have to like everything or find something good about everything. But, like, I don't like the usage of filler. It's kind of like the bro, trust me as a source type thing, or this is not, like, legitimate financial advice. It's like, articulate your feelings. Don't like this comment just saying I was just bored by it. That is not like categorizing a piece of work that a lot of people worked really hard on. And I'm not trying to be so like if somebody works on something bad and it's bad, you can say it. But like just articulate your feelings in a way that isn't just it was filler. Whatever. That just is what bothers me.
Just because Luca's not as good as Toy Story doesn't make it a bad movie. That's as far as I'll go on that one. Eternals is going to be a game changer, like 2001: Space Odyssey, Blade Runner in 2049 for the sci-fi genre. Yes.
I think it will make a lot of people give the future of Marvel a different opinion than what they've had previously.
Yeah, and I think it'll make all those haters, Martin Scorsese, like, whoa, what do we got here?
Yeah.
The Loki series is much more entertaining than the previous two. Yes.
It's my I think it's still my favorite of the three. No,
yeah, me too. I mean, even objectively as a lover of Falcon and Winter Soldier, I can admit that this is by far probably the best written. Healer's story is way more interesting. It's way more interesting. I love the genre they've gone with the detective type mystery genre. It's great. It's awesome. TVA is basically the MCU version of the Matrix and Men in Black.
Pretty much.
Definitely agree with that. Before Sunrise, easily top 5 best romantic movie ever made. Train sequence is a little homage to Richard Linklater's career. And I saw this comment and I pulled up this article because on June 3rd, an article came out and everyone was talking about it. The head writer said that there were influences from Before Sunrise in Loki. Here it is.
We got it.
So, I love that trilogy so much. I think my top 5 romantic, it would be those 3 movies, La La Land, and something else. I know it's not important, but I was just curious on your thoughts of both Lokis being kind of confirmed to be at least bisexual. Cool.
Yeah, I agree. I saw one of the director, Kate Herron, who's like the director for I think all the episodes, comment that like that was really important for them to include. I think it's great. I mean, I didn't really take it as much of a shocker. Like a lot of people were really excited. Not that I'm saying their excitement's bad or anything. I just didn't really think twice about it because I just assumed. Like, I don't know. It's in the comics that way, but I believe anyway. Someone can probably tell me if I'm wrong or not. But like, I just kind of always like assumed. Like, I just wouldn't. Yeah, like Jack said, cool, new piece of information.
Yeah, I think I'll never understand the people that get mad at stuff like that. I think it's awesome. We're bringing in more diversity. We're bringing in more different kinds of people from different races, religions, colors, creeds. Like, do it. Bring it.
Mm-hmm.
I want all types of people to be represented in the MCU. Like, that's what I want. I want the MCU to be open for everyone. That was why Black Panther was such a monumental achievement, because you have this whole side, of Black or African American people that had not felt represented before in this, and now you've got these little boys and girls that see a superhero that is of the same color of their skin. I mean, that's important.
Yeah.
And I am so happy that Marvel is doing that. I don't understand people that get mad at stuff like that. Mm-mm. I don't. Because the movies are still going to be great either way.
Right.
So thank you for the lesson on bottlenecks, Professor Sasha.
I just realized when your comment came in, like, I was like, okay, I need to like slow my roll. I need to stop. Like, this is me, guys. Honestly, just with graduation rolling around in December for me, I'm like, you know what? Let's use up some of this stuff. Let's remind myself that I know it. Keep it alive for 6 more months. Like, that's all you got. Like, just keep it in there and also use it.
You know what you do?
What do I do, Jack? Tell me.
I'm the master at coming up with ideas for content. So here we are. You make a series out of it. You teach people things about film and media and TV. Like, I didn't know about. I had a minor in film and media production. I didn't know about bottleneck episodes.
I do. I will say, guys, it came out. It was my first. I'm gonna do film YouTube, and it didn't do very well because it's very old, and I can't even vouch for how good it is anymore because it literally made it like 6 months ago. I filmed it even before then. I have a video which now, Jack, because of you, I will make into a series. I have a video called like film school at home, like, because my biggest
I need
gripe
to
with
watch
like
that still.
my film degree or my like film minor is that I feel like it's the same movies that someone who went to school 20 years ago would have watched. And I'm lucky enough to have like a major that talks about the business side of media. So it talks about what's relevant. But the film studies minor, if you're a film studies student, you just learn about specific films. And it's not even like you learn about a time period and then like switch it up, the kind of movies semester to semester. You literally watch the same movies. It's like the books you read in high school. It's like it's the same thing. And I'm like, that doesn't teach people to love this and want to go further with like their research. So anyways, sorry to go on that spew that information to all you guys, but that's like one of my things I'm most passionate about is like television is like the way it's changing to what we have now and like understanding where some of these things come from. Yeah,
no, I mean, it's very interesting because like I got like my minor is in film and media production. I didn't start that until my first few classes were all online. Like before COVID, it was just I took online classes because that's a hack, guys. If you haven't been in college yet, online classes are freaking awesome. But then when we were getting ready to start the in-person classes, the funniest thing happened. COVID, which is an homage to Bo Burnham and Inside, which if you guys have not seen, it's a freaking masterpiece. But yeah, I mean, so I same thing. Like I did the entirety of my minor basically at home. I did like one class in person, which if y'all have not seen my short film, it is on my YouTube channel. Go watch it. Very proud of it. It's basically the entirety of WandaVision in 5 minutes. So you're not missing much. But yeah, do it, Sasha. I'll watch it.
I will. I'll do it now.
This episode is not filler. It's character development.
Exactly.
Thank you. We're going to get a thank you counter up in here because I'm going to be doing this all night. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. Let's do it. Question I want to know is why there's a bottleneck episode on an 8-episode show. My frustration is nothing from the end of last episode was addressed. Well, I'll let Sasha do her thoughts more. I'll just give my quick thoughts because stuff was. It's not the main plot with the TVA, but I'll bet you all next episode is going to deal with that. We still got 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
This was great character development. That's what this episode was for, is character development.
Exactly. My argument for this would just be that it's not a bottle episode. And the reason it's not a bottle episode is like a bottle episode usually in traditional television would save money. Let me tell you, that one shot sequence at the end did not save them any money.
Expensive episode.
Exactly. Last week, honestly, or the first episode, if you cut out all the scenes from the beginning where they take Loki and it was just stuff that happened in the projector room, that would be a bottle episode or a bottleneck episode because it's like it's happening in one location. It really is focused on the dialogue. Whereas like you don't like in this episode, they literally move throughout the world more than they have in either of the 2 episodes. Yep. There is the biggest action sequence. There's 2 action sequences because they fight on the train. Well, they fight at the beginning, they fight on the train, and they fight at the end. And like that would be my argument. Obviously, you can take it whatever you want with this episode. And I don't know if maybe at Marvel they've just decided, well, all of our shows are going to be 6 episodes. But in my opinion, because the important conversation that happened on the train was so important, and with the frustration, I totally understand what your frustration is with like the cliffhanger not being addressed, because that was people's biggest gripe with WandaVision, just kind of brushed over. And I get that here. My argument is that if you want to see all 3 Spider-Man and No Way Home, which y'all know how I feel about that. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get my hopes up. But like, if y'all want to see that, Marvel's going to buy themselves some story time here. Okay. Time does work differently at the TVA. So maybe they can fix a multiverse in 5 minutes. But then are we going to believe that then we could fit like 2 to 3 movies in that? And the rest of like, they've got to buy themselves some story time. So even though I understand Loki doesn't know that, maybe Lady Loki knows that and she's not going to tell him. And then the people at the TVA were more worried about capturing her than they were dealing with that at that moment. So like, I don't know. Not, again, your critique is valid. Just as my like, I don't know, my argument would just be it's not a bottle episode because by definition it doesn't fit what a bottle episode is supposed to do. It's just a character development episode.
Yep. Do you think Loki can be a major player in destroying the multiverse if it's going to have multiple seasons? Like, would they just show up in season 2 and be like, well, that happened? Well, Jaren, it's very interesting you bring that up because in our episode 2 theories video, which came out yesterday, we kind of address what the TVA is going to do once the multiverse comes through. But I'll give you the quick spark notes. You can coexist with a multiverse. We've seen that in other universes, like the Arrowverse is the key example. You can coexist with the multiverse. My theory, at least, and I think Sasha also echoed this, or a little bit, I think, the TVA will be like the police of the multiverse. So if someone's trying... Sorry, this is what we're going to... Sacred Timeline is so that there is not a multiversal war. But if you have someone policing those different branches of the multiverse, you can still have the multiverse without having a war. So my theory, at least, is that the TVA, and like in season 2, is going to be policing the multiverse. I have another theory, but I'm going to save it for later.
Yeah, I echo that with Jack, because can they fix it by the end of the season and then next season do more of like the same? Sure. I feel like this is where you've got to look at like the story side of the MCU with the industry side. Industry, they just acquired Fox for many reasons, but one of them largely to get X-Men, which we all know is coming. If they tie up the multiverse, right, if they put this back into a sacred timeline way too quickly, they don't have the story time or the story space to be like, let me grab a little bit of that, let me grab a little bit of that. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about it yet, but I feel like the future of the MCU is multiverse, because to me, if they're going to start bringing all these properties and they're not going to do a DCEU thing where different actors portray different characters and there's just a million things and you don't know where like everything fits in together, or if it fits in together, if Marvel's going to continue down this path, we have the Infinity Saga tied up in a perfect little bow. You can go binge all of it. But like, I think in the future, I feel like they may just go to multiverse because it just gives them more options. And then if it comes a time when they need to like stop, they can. But I just kind of agree that I could feel like maybe they just never fix it. And I agree. I think it would make way more fun of future seasons if it's like an X-Files type show, you know? Or, I mean, I've never seen X-Files, but like if they're the police of the timelines, they just hop around and do whatever they want. Like,
10 out of 10.
But I also agree that if they're going to fix it in this series, I do think Loki has the brain power to like do all that, but then still end up in like some sort of position of power, like kind of outsmart them.
Yep. 10 out of 10. Reagan, hey guys.
Hey Reagan.
Just got back from play practice. Now chilling with you guys. How's it going? We are doing absolutely fantabulous.
You're doing great. Thank you for asking.
You guys could one day be the new Stuckman. Who knows? I'd love to be. I don't know. Sasha might.
Okay, can I ask a dumb question?
Who's Chris Stuckman?
Yeah.
I'll send you the link.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, Jack has clued me into so much. You know, guys don't even know. I'm not as smart as I sound. He
is the biggest film critic YouTuber. He's got almost 2 million subscribers.
Okay, wow.
DM you this link. He's great. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be the next Chris Stuckman because like that's what he does. That's his life. That's like I want to be a film critic. That's a dream. But I also love the job I'm in. I don't know if I'd ever want to leave the job I'm in. Full honesty. Haven't seen the episode, but so far the show's okay. Yeah. I think new Disney Plus stuff in general is okay. Yeah. I mean, I love Loki, but I can get it.
I think it's definitely like Disney Plus. I get where people are saying like, I don't know. I mean, to some extent, I think they're doing some really revolutionary things, but a lot of revolutionary stuff or changing a lot of stuff or making new stuff is going to be balanced by some like, you know, or some stuff that to you is that to someone else might be like their favorite, their comfort thing or whatever.
Yeah. I share the same thoughts on this episode as Sasha does. Nice.
Thank you, Aiden.
Thank you for coming in. I would like to see Stan Lee biopic because without the guy, we wouldn't have the MCU. Yes. Yeah, eventually.
Okay, Jack, who would you want to play Stan Lee in a biopic?
No, I take that back. Not a biopic. I want like a documentary.
Doc.
Like Kevin Smith. It hasn't come out yet. I got to see it at South by Southwest. There's a documentary about his filmmaking career and everything that he's done, and it was so well done. It's in my top 5 of the year. And Kevin Smith quote retweeted me and said thanks for my review, which was cool. But I would want something like that. I would want it very in depth, make it a few hours documentary about Stan Lee.
Yeah.
So, Sasha, you have a Blu-ray collection. If so, what's your favorite Blu-ray you own?
So I do. So I have funny story about this. When I got into all the film YouTube stuff very recently in the past year or so, I realized that collecting Blu-rays was a huge thing. And I and I didn't think it through when I started to, like, you know, pick up some Blu-rays at Goodwill or at the store when they're on sale or whatever. Just I was like, okay, I'm just buying movies and like whatever. Well, I come to remember that back in like middle school, like, and I say middle school and I mean legitimately like 2012, 2013 for me, like I was obsessed with going, and it was when digital and Blu-ray would come out in the same DVD and you had to get that one. And it was like, I would go to the store and I would buy the limited edition of these, like Pixar and MCU was like my priority of those things.
I know where this
and
is
I would
going.
go get them, and they've got really like holographic like covers and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I know where
So
you're going with this.
I think my favorite one that I own is probably probably Avengers, because it's a gold cover,
So
gold slipcover. I do. They're not with me right now. I do have them. Yes. No.
I thought you were gonna get to the point where you're like, but I gave them. You were about to break my heart. Okay,
no, it was a very
guys. It
has
a
happy ending. I was just very excited to realize like I have all of these movies, because I remember like there were some that I was like, oh, should I buy these? And I was like, no, I have them. And so my favorite I would say is I wish I had a picture of it, but it's the gold slipcover Marvel Blu-ray. So it's got the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the digital download, which thank God it's on Apple and not with that ultraviolet thing that went under a couple years ago. I had a couple in that, specifically the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, that
if you knew what to do with it, you could still have them.
I know. I didn't.
You gotta link it with your Voodoo. Voodoo's the best place to go for this stuff. My Voodoo has like over 300 movies on it.
There you go. But yeah, that one I would say is my favorite. I'm trying to think. I don't have as many Steelbook, because with Steelbook, just because they're so expensive, I don't always feel the need to
wait till Black Friday.
Yeah. And like I feel like the only ones I've ever gotten were like on sale. So I can't really think. Sorry, I'm rambling. That is my favorite. And in the future, when I've got my whole collection together,
Blu-ray collection coming soon,
I will do a Blu-ray collection. But right now, they're in different places.
Most anticipated movie.
Wait, actually, Jack, you answer a question really quick. I'm going to go see if I have it, because I might have it here. Okay, I'm just thinking to myself. I'll be right back.
All right. We'll hop to this one. We'll hit the ones that I just skipped, but we'll hop to this one. Just picked up Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell today. Opinions. I love that movie. I hate to break it to you, Reagan. I don't know what it's rated. I don't know if it's because I know you're not allowed to watch like R and stuff like that. I don't know if you'll be able to watch that one. It's pretty, yeah. Hold on to it though. Don't get rid of it, because it's PG-13. It's leaning the PG-13, but I mean, have fun with it. It's a ride. It's a ride. Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. But
okay, I do not.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry, that was anticlimactic. I've not seen Talladega Nights. Sorry to disappoint everyone, but
shake and bake. Being frustrated with a filler episode, I think, stems from Marvel not releasing anything during the pandemic, so everyone's begging for Marvel content. Yeah, but everyone needs to flip and chill.
And I totally get that opinion. I just think some of the shows were still filming last year with the expectation to have them out. And I agree. Like, it sucks that last year we had nothing. Now this year it feels like we're getting like bombarded with stuff. So yeah.
How do you guys not love this? Even if it's like a filler episode, it's Marvel content. Come on. This is where someone like DC needs to pick up the game so that they're competition, and Marvel can't just do whatever they want at the top. Suicide Squad's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone knows how I feel about DC, so I hate to be like so bitchy
awesome.
and be like, oh, DC, but like DC's got good things and bad things, and people still watch DC movies. It's just that we've come to expect so much from Marvel that that we I genuinely think, and I genuinely feel this way, in the last like 5 years, people's criticism of the MCU comes from their own expectations of it. It's same with the Pixar. Mm-hmm. It comes from people's expectations of what these companies are supposed to do, not from the just objective opinion. And I get that things don't come out in a vacuum, but
yeah. Yes. But they got some dope stuff coming. DC has some dope stuff. I would love if Kevin Feige did a homage to the Space Mafia movie for Scorsese to be jealous. That'd be kind of funny. Space Mafia.
Scorsese will never admit it, though, even if he was.
Even if the Eternals wins Best Picture, he will never.
I think the thing is, he already is jealous, is my opinion. Like, who needs to make that? Who makes to make that statement?
He's jealous AF, but then he's never going to concede to like actually like make an MCU film. He's never going to. It's not going to happen. He's too busy making films with De Niro and Pacino that are all the same.
Exactly.
Which I love a lot of Scorsese films. I'm just saying. The Irishman is overrated. I'm going to be honest. I've never really been all too interested in the Loki as a character, but this series quickly made me a fan of Loki and Tom Hiddleston. This is what these TV shows are good for.
Yes.
And y'all are talking mad crap, but no, that's what these shows are for. Taking these small side characters and making us love them. I freaking love Sam Wilson now as Captain America.
Yeah.
My mom, after the finale of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, she was like, I never really was into Falcon, but she's like, I am so in as him as Captain America now. And I was like, that's what these shows are for. Yeah. So y'all quit complaining.
Totally.
Guys, this is YouTube Colic Fanatic. I'm assuming he also meant films. Just subscribe. He's epic. Sub to Sasha too. Well, let's sub to Sasha first. And then if you want to, you can come and chill here. Never seen / heard any of Bo Burnham's work. Oh boy. Go now.
Aiden.
I give you permission to leave the stream. Go.
Aiden, I am, with the exception of 8th grade, I am
brilliant.
I am on the same page. I've heard of his work, I guess. Never.
Inside is so good.
I know.
I for the last 2 weeks since I've watched, I've listened to the album front to back. When the Spotify rewind comes around at the end of the year, Bo Burnham is going to be my most listened to artist. I already know it. He's going to be my most listened to artist. What he is able to do is absolutely incredible. And now I've watched his other two on Netflix, his other two special on Netflix as well. He is a generational talent.
You heard it here first, folks.
Originally my grade for Inside was an 85. I bumped it up to a 95. I might need to bump it up higher. Like, it's so good. Okay, and I saw this one coming. Let me crack my neck. No, Jack, it wasn't character development. We knew 90% of what they said. You can't have this episode in the middle of the season. I'm sorry, I disagree. We did not know. What do you mean we knew 90% of what they were going to say? What do you mean? Give me the receipts. The conversation on the train is absolutely brilliant. What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Aiden, I love you, man. I think you're great. I'm just going to say, if you say you have the same thoughts as Sasha agrees with the fact that this is great character development. So what are you doing, pal?
That's true.
And I'm not, look, okay, I think you're great. I'm just getting a little whipped up because I'm like, I don't think that's true. I still think you're a great guy, so don't leave and unsubscribe. But this is lively conversation. Like, I want to know.
Difference of opinion.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I don't.
We knew, surely if you're taking this as a true dialogue of two characters, we knew none of the things about Lady Loki before. None.
Yeah.
So that's 50%
Did you know that her name was Sylvie? Did you know she changed her name to Sylvie? No, we didn't know that. Unless it's written in the Aiden, if you read all of this in the comics, That's not fair.
See, yeah, and that's another conversation. I think like a lot of us, like I have comics now that I will read. Not like updated comics, but certain ones. Like if I find it at like Ollie's or something, you can get some great comics at Ollie's, guys, like in hardback books. But like I specifically bought the Hawkeye 2012 series that a lot of it's going to be drawn for Hawkeye. It's something I've always wanted to read, and it's a lot of like Clint Barnes history and its introduction of Kate Bishop and all that kind of stuff that I like wanted to read, and it's great. But if it can be canon in the entirety of Marvel, but if it's not specifically addressed in the movie, in the MCU, television or movies at this point, like you can't expect people to know that information.
Yes. Haven't seen the episode yet. What is it about? It's them. It's like what happens in the cliffhanger. They go off, and then I don't want to spoil it. Like, go watch it. It's good though. And I'm so confused with last week's. I think last week's is pretty straightforward, but I think we can, if you got questions, we can get into that.
I think you just got to suspend the fact that the cliffhanger isn't addressed in this one, and just know that they're trying to buy themselves a little time here, and also that Loki and Sylvie, who are with for the majority of the episode, don't know about the multiverse issue.
Yeah. And people are like, there's only 3 episodes left. And I'm like, yeah, there's still 3 episodes left.
Well, but also wasn't like the finale, the last 2 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier, both like an hour, like genuinely like 62 or 65 minutes.
All the episodes of Loki up into this point were like 50 plus minutes.
Yeah. So who's to say that the last ones won't be more info, more content? Like we're not necessarily, and I almost put this in my video and I didn't, maybe I should have now. We're not truly at the midpoint yet. Necessarily. Like,
yeah. Well, if we're going to get multiple seasons, then.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like people may think this episode was filler, but just think about it. Not everything needs to revolve around exciting action. It's like the Before trilogy is all filler, but it's not. Yes. Yes. You and Chris stream at the same time. I have to grab 2 devices to watch the streams. Yeah.
Gotta switch back and forth.
That's a thing. Yep. We do. Sasha, I'm pumped for what's next on. You already know.
High School Music. Yes. Yes. Yes, I'm excited too. I think like that's an example of a show that, like, again, like there's 12 episodes this season. They literally expanded it. They like, I don't know. I'm on the filler soapbox, and I need to get off of it. But yeah, no, I'm excited for what's next. Yeah. Ditto, Reagan. Ditto.
All right, we got Aiden getting in the chat, talking to people. It's not all about the action. I'm saying it's filler because nothing happened. We knew almost everything they said. It was still good, but don't do this mid-season.
Well, okay, Aiden, I would again, just because we're having lively discussion, and I love getting to hear your opinion about it. When would this have been good then? Or would you have rather not had an episode where we followed them at all and skip to like whatever is going to happen after they, we assume, get out of the situation they're in at the cliffhanger? Like, that's my argument, is that yes, is this, like, to me, this is a 3rd episode of a show. Season 1 needs to be super strong. Season 2 needs to develop it and tell the story. And then now we're on we're on episode 3. If this happens at episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, wouldn't be happy with it. Would not be. So, but again, that's me.
3 full episodes. And again, we may have another season. So, well, we will. We are going to. It's just going to happen. Y'all are so great at explaining stuff. Love y'all. Sasha's great. I don't know.
Jack is great too. Jack, you are great.
I'm trudging along. I don't know if I would say it's filler. I would just say there was no progression. Yeah. Yes. I can agree with that statement. Yes, I can agree with that. Yes, the plot doesn't really go along at all, but you can't deny the character development here. I mean, it's just absolutely brilliant. That's how my ranking goes. Falcon and Winter Soldier 3, Loki 2, and WandaVision. Oh, wow. I respect your ranking. I respect your ranking, but
I think everyone's ranking is different at this point.
Oh, yeah,
Even when I think the only thing is that people who like WandaVision or people who like Loki might like the two of those more than the Falcon and Winter Soldier because they're both like magic. You know what I mean? Like they're both that side of the MCU, not ground level phase 2 type MCU.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I love the gritty ground level stuff. So that's why I really liked Falcon and Winter Soldier, was because I like that. I love the Captain America Winter Soldier-esque type stuff. Like, Captain America the Winter Soldier is still one of my top 5. Sasha, I forgot to bring this up. The play I'm in, which is the one at practice.
No way!
That's sick.
That is so exciting. That's awesome.
Really cool. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
That's amazing. I'm jealous. I love that for you. That's so awesome. Exciting.
That's really cool. Aiden, 1 Falcon Winter Soldier, 2 Loki, 3 WandaVision. But Loki can easily be the best. Yeah. I mean, I got Loki at 1, Falcon Winter Soldier at 2, and WandaVision at 3. The only thing is, like, I hate doing these rankings when we're in the middle of one season for one show.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like we said, if the next episode of Loki is maybe lackluster again, then it's the show and not the episode. You know what I mean? So it's just too close to call. Too soon.
Early to tell. Who wants to be the new Stuckman when you can be the best Jack or Sasha the world's ever known? Go freaking crush it. You know, Jaren has a way. Jaren has a way. He's got a way. He's got a way to really melt people's hearts. He's got a way.
Just get right in there.
Jaren, you got a way. You're like Sylvie. You're gonna rip our hearts out. You got a way. You got a way. And you be the best Jaren that you can be.
Yes.
Your good work. Because
absolutely.
You've got some.
Jaren, you make me want to watch the Superman and Lois show because I see your reviews come out so late at night. And I'm like, and I'm watching Teen Wolf now, which if Jaren is still in the chat, Tyler Hoechlin is in both shows. And now I'm like, do I need to be watching this show?
I'm going to eventually because it's in the Arrowverse and
Arrowverse is good. As much as my problems with DCR, I respect the Arrowverse. Okay.
Arrow's my number 2 favorite show of all time. It has been dethroned by not by Game of Thrones, by Sons of Anarchy, which that video will come soon. I got another video essay coming first that I actually started writing last week, which is going to be fun, about a certain movie that I love a lot.
Wonder what it is. I think I know what it is, but I'm not going to say.
It's got romance and dancing and singing, and the couple may not end up together in the end, but we're gonna move on. Guess who just hit that bell? Thanks. Do people hit my bell? If they do, thank you. I also love Taco Bell. I like to hit that bell all the time.
I love Taco Bell. Oh my gosh, I don't get to talk about this enough.
We were talking about Taco Bell today at work, which, by the way,
fantastic.
By the way, Burger King is great. And if someone from work is in here, which I know sometimes they pop in from time to time, we've had this argument for the past. This has been going. This is a 2-day. It's going to go on day 3 tomorrow. I know it will. Burger King is great, and y'all are sleeping on Burger King.
I've been getting the Chiking commercial. Like watching Teen Wolf, I just constantly get Chiking on my Hulu. And have we outdone the Whopper? They've got a good ad campaign, I gotta say.
They always do.
They really do.
They're the best. Where the heck were we? I just lost it. Favorite Ghibli film? I have purchased 2, have not watched them.
I've only seen 1, and I did not like it. It was very much like I said, guys, that's why I understand where you're coming from in this episode. I just don't want to call it filler. I don't like a moseying through the story kind of vibe. Like, that's just not me with movies. Like, that's not what I like very much. So I like to get where we're going. So yeah, I don't have one as answer.
God, I lost it again. My God. I click out and then
it's hard to keep up.
Talladega is PG-13. Oof. Maybe I'll hold off for a bit. If you think you can take it, watch it because it's a really great movie and it's funny as hell. If you Like, if you think you can take it, watch it. If the PG-13R thing is just like a thing that your parents won't let you watch it, then don't watch. Like, if your parents say no, then no. But if they are fine with you watching PG-13, like, it's PG-13. Like, it's not too far over the line. It gets close to the line, but it's up to you. Like, I'm not going to force you to watch anything you don't want to watch. Like, you want to hold off? Hold off. Like, you do what you want to do. DC's best movies aren't even DCU. The Batman, Joker, Dark Knight trilogy.
100% agree. 150% agree.
Yep. Steve is still a better Cap. Don't at me. I don't like this argument because they are two very different people.
To me, the two Captain Americas that we have in the MCU are supposed to be in conversation with one another, because I feel like the whole point of the Falcon and Winter Soldier television show was that Steve was created as a weapon against the Nazis, who visually, physically is everything that the Nazis or Red Skull in the MCU would have idealized as the perfect person. But because of who Steve is, and he doesn't accept that, like, there are perfect people, or there are people that are more deserving of life and freedoms than others, like, that is why he's perfect for his time. Sam, on the other hand, is perfect for our time because he now gets to take any of the issues that people had previously with Steve and the Aryan myth and put all of those to shame. And he achieves those things in a totally different way than Steve does. But they're two of the most ideologically similar characters in the series, and it just shows, or in the entire MCU, and it just shows that, like, those two people are, like, I don't know. I think both of them belong in that place. If you like Steve Rogers as a character better than Sam Wilson, that is one thing. But I don't feel like we haven't even seen Sam Wilson in his own, like, Captain America movie. So it's like, can he be a better Cap? You can have a preference of the characters, but yeah, exactly.
We have one episode of him as actually Captain America. We have one episode. That's it. Yeah. We have such a small sample size.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, okay, so here's Aiden responding to us flaming him. So, I mean, like, I knew and wasn't surprised that Mobius and the agents were variants. I didn't know that. I thought that was a great reveal. Whatever they gave us, I didn't really know. I don't know what that means, but that's okay.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see the variants thing coming.
I didn't either. I did know it was Sylvie in Spanish. They have Sylvie as the hooded figure. Okay, well.
I mean, I also think it's fair, Aiden, if you're saying, like, if you did digging online or you watch it with subtitles or something else, like, that's one thing to have that information. Yeah. But, like, if you're literally, like, watching each episode and only getting information, like, not doing digging beyond just seeing people's opinions, like, I feel like they offered a good portion of information.
That's why I like when I go into movies to not look at spoilers, not figure out what's happening, because then I don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I used to look at spoilers before I went to a movie. I knew Han Solo died in The Force Awakens before I went and saw it, because back then I didn't care. Now I care. I don't read comics though. All right.
Aiden did just comment. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, he just replied at the bottom and said, I didn't really dig, but Soups did a video about it, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is hard. It's hard to avoid
whatever they did give us, I didn't care for. I mean, yeah, it's fine. I get it.
Totally fair.
I think Soups is great. I think what he's doing is fantastic. I think what the empire that he has built is admirable.
Epic.
He's doing what I wish I could do. I'm not a big fan of posting videos like that the day of.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair for people like me who have to wait the entire day to go watch it. There are a few, and it's not just Soups. There's this whole group of people that do this. Like with Falcon and Winter Soldier, I had seen the episode, so I wasn't spoiled, but like I'd seen someone, I don't remember who it was, posted a thumbnail that had a straight up spoiler from the episode, and it was their spoiler review posted right after when all the other reviews started going out. And I'm like, when I wake up in the morning, I go to YouTube, I scroll through my subscription so I can see what people have posted and I can save them in my watch later. People are doing the same thing and they scroll and see a thumbnail with a spoiler. It's like, I didn't even get the chance.
Yeah.
I don't like, and it's not like, it's not anyone's fault. It's not Soups' fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's YouTube. It's the way it works. You gotta hit that clickbait. You gotta hit it fast, and you gotta hit it hard. Like, because that's when people want to see it. They want to see it now. And you got to get people onto your video because there's so much competition. So it's not anyone's fault. It's the way YouTube and social media like this works.
Yeah.
So for something like that to happen with like Soups is just one of the many people, you know, like, I can understand that because, like, I know when someone had posted a thumbnail during Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was like, I don't think they should have done that because that's spoilers. So I think, and obviously we can't do this, but I'm like, wait one day so that people have the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
It's definitely hard. I don't know, because I feel for those. I feel the same way because, like, I mean, like, in my like things, I try to put spoilers or say like, hey, warning, spoilers are gonna start. But like, I understand that like for me today, I got a Soups video. I don't even think it was. No, it was about Loki. But like, he talks so quick. I don't know how he does it. But like, Instagram today decided to unmute all the videos, whereas like, because of the way it cut off, I wouldn't have seen any of the spoiler information if Instagram hadn't unmuted it. So like, it's not even anyone's, like you said, it's not anyone's fault. It's almost the platforms and the algorithms and like how you have to hit it. And like, for him to do what he needs to do, he's got to do it. It just, there's certain stuff that like,
and it's the whole thing. Like an example. And again, Soups is who I follow. So like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm flaming Soups because he's not the only one that like does stuff like this. He posted a video today talking about the ending, and he had a picture of Kang the Conqueror in there, who is rumored to be like this big reveal at the end of the season, which I don't know if that's true or not. And I thought from the way that the title was worded and the way that the thumbnail looked, that Kang was revealed at the end of the episode or something. And I was like, well, crap. I just got spoiled that Kang was going to show up. Now, it didn't happen. It was just a theory video or something, which is fine, obviously. But that's like an example. That's like a situation like that. It's like, okay, well, I just got spoiled a huge thing because like now I'm in the boat of those other people. I used to not be able to because I could stay up till 2 a.m. and make my review. But now I'm like everyone else where I got to go to work. I can't watch the episode. It's like we talked about at the beginning of this stream. It was like, and Sasha confirmed. I text her. I'm like, I'm on my way home. Drove all the way home, watched the episode, and now we're live. So it's like, for people like, you know, so I was waiting. I was like, okay, when's Kang going to show up? Like, when's he gonna, like, when's this reveal going to happen? And it never did, which is fine. Now I know that it was like but again, it's not one person. Like, it's not Soups. Again, I adore Soups and what he's doing. Don't want to make it sound like I'm flaming him at all because I'm not. I think he's fan-freaking-tastic. It's just the way that social media works. That's the issue I have. All right. I lost where I was, of course. Is it time for Loki theories? We'll get there. I want to get through these comments. And it's going to be quick. It's going to be quick because, again, I'm sorry, Sasha.
You're good. You're good.
I think Marvel using too much comics. I think Marvel's using too much comics. I got a Marvel Funko collector. This one was for Cap. One of the pops was Nomad, someone from the comics. I was like, why? I kind of like it because some of these characters may end up in the MCU. So you got a cool collector corp and Nomad, and in a year or 2 years, he may be there, and you're like, you got it. No one else does.
Well, they've just got such a rich history of things and storylines and characters that it's like, and there's still new ones coming out. Like, comics are still being made. It's just that, like, that's a totally different market anymore than like MCU stuff, because people in the comics don't always want what's in the MCU, and MCU people don't always want what's in the comics. But like, I feel like, I don't know, that's how it all started, and that's how we got where we are. So we can't now be like, oh, just make up someone new. Like they can make twists, like Mysterio being in like an imposter kind of situation in Spider-Man Far From Home, but like, and change that up from the comics, or the debacle with the Mandarin, which they're now going to fix. But like, you can change those things up. It's just that, I don't know. The comics is great source material and they already own it. So like, you got to use it. They can't pay for new stuff.
Yeah. Okay. What I meant about agreeing with Sasha was agreeing that it wasn't my favorite and the plot didn't move the whole thing forward. Yeah. Yeah. There kind of is no other place to put it. What I would have done instead was have them escape by the end of the episode, in my opinion. And I don't hate the episode. 7.5 out of 10, I think. Yes, but I kind of like it because now it's like we said earlier, it's like the Endgame effect. It's like the Infinity War effect. What the heck are they going to do?
Yeah. How do they get out of the situation?
Now, there's one theory on how I think they might get out of it that we'll get into at the end with theories that I don't like. But we'll see. We'll see. WandaVision has better visual effects, but Loki is a better show. Maybe.
I mean, in fairness, too, some of the WandaVision ones are practical effects because they did it the way they were filmed back in like the 50s and 60s. So.
Yeah, and I think some Loki stuff is too. Like that one shot. Yes, obviously the building's not falling on top of Loki and he's not pushing it back up. But I think a lot of the one shot stuff you kind of have to do practically.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they were completely running around just in front of a blue screen. I don't think. Like there was a lot of it, I'm sure. But I don't think it was completely.
There's got to be a little bit, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to watch Teen Wolf because of Tyler.
Jaren, I say this. It is so good. It is like all I can think about. Like when I'm not like doing YouTube and I'm not like watching Loki, I'm like Teen Wolf because first of all, Dylan O'Brien I am in love with, but like Tyler is so good in the show. And I don't know if anyone here has watched Vampire Diaries, but in my opinion, it puts Vampire Diaries to shame. And that's just my opinion. But yeah, Tyler Hoechlin is fantastic. His character when he's in certain forms, I'm not going to spoil anything. The visual effects in early seasons are a little rough, and that's where I am right now. But like I think I've been told things get much more like the budget is higher in later seasons once it became more of like a following type thing.
It gets better. I used to love BK, but mine has been tasting so fake, which I know it is, but it's been bad lately. Usually it's great though. Yeah, it's a damn shame. Movie for tomorrow: Rise of the Planet of the Apes or Mission Impossible. Which Mission Impossible is the first one? Yes. I mean, I'd say Mission Impossible because I love that franchise. And yeah, the new one got pushed back to next year, but still, might as well start the binge now.
True. There's 7 of them or 6 existing.
And they get better as they go. Except for 2. 2 is absolute garbage.
I think I would say, even though I do like Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but like I don't feel like anything really happened with that trilogy. It was just kind of a remake.
I disagree.
Okay. In fairness, I never really saw the other ones. I just saw that one, and I know that Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy is in it, and so I loved it. But
the other 2 are much better than Rise.
Really? Okay.
Much better. Both directed by Matt Reeves, who's directing the new Batman movie. Very good. Very good. I would recommend you check them out. They are very, very good.
Okay.
Ryan, hey.
Hey, Ryan.
Aiden says, "Am I? If you're gonna watch the whole series, yeah. Like, which I'm assuming you will because the 7th one's coming out soon. First one for now, if I watch it, but progress. Favorite movie about making a movie? Mine may be The Disaster Artist. Still need to see Ed Wood, bro. This is my favorite subgenre. Movies about making movies. Crap. The Player is really good. I mean, La La Land, I don't want to technically say is a movie about making movies, but anytime I can put La La Land anywhere, I will.
I'm trying to think if I can think of any.
I'm trying to look at my list real quick. See.
Movies.
Well, I mean, you could argue The Gentleman is a movie about making movies, but that's
true. That's a little stretch. Gentleman is great,
but is it though? Because did Richard E. Grant write the script? And is he starring in his own movie? You could argue. I'm trying to look at my list. I don't remember it because I love that subgenre so much.
I feel like there's something like in the back of my mind that I'm just not thinking of right now.
Yeah, me too. It's just killing me. It's like I've said it once and I'll say it again. I really love that subgenre. It'll come to me eventually, and if it does, I'll just yell it. I'll just yell it in the middle of us answering questions. I'll say, "Oh, that one. Oh, that one.
That one."
Oh, okay. We'll move on. But I like Steve Moore. He's my favorite since day one. I mean, I can understand that. I just think that it's hard to compare them because they're 2 different people in different situations. But I get it.
Oh, I know mine, and no one's gonna have heard of it because I don't think it did very well. There's a movie called Home Again that has Reese Witherspoon in it, and it's like a rom-com. But honestly, I think it's pretty good. I don't know why it doesn't have the like appreciation for it that it does. I don't know if it was like a direct to streaming. I don't know what happened with it, but I watched it, and it follows these like three guys. Her dad is like a filmmaker, and so she has this like huge like home, like he won Oscars and whatever. So she like lives there, and she's getting a divorce, and there's these three like young filmmakers who are like in LA for a month trying to pitch their movie and get like representation. And so they end up living in like her guest house, and it's just kind of a comedy, but I recommend people watch it because it's just a good time. It's wholesome and it's a good time. So Home Again, that is my favorite. I just thought of that. Sorry.
I understand. No, you're good. I'm going to do the same thing once I think of mine. I understand why they want to continue Cap's legacy, but I just don't think it's right. I mean, we'll just agree to disagree. I think the way that they handled it was great.
Yeah. I agree.
If Steve gave it to him, I trust him with everything. I agree it's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we already talked about that. He agrees with what I'm saying about clickbait. What is your favorite Tarantino movie? Django Unchained.
Yes. Ditto.
Said it with my chest. Django Unchained. Chest. Favorite movie by Spielberg? Probably Saving Private Ryan. Or wait, did he do Indiana Jones?
Yeah, that would be mine.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes, clickbait completely. I hate clickbait, but you got to do it. Favorite movie by Ryan Gosling? Okay. So my favorite movie is La La Land, but if we're talking favorite performance, The Nice Guys.
That's fair. Yeah.
La La Land's a masterpiece, so
yeah.
You know.
La La Land, but I really love Crazy Stupid Love. Again,
that one is right there. That one is right there, primed to get into my Blu-ray player. It is. I'm looking at it.
It's
I've not watched it yet. I would have just made it a little bit longer, had them escape through the train, causing the TVA to react and rescue them. Now they're probably just going to save Mobius, just showing up and saving them. I'm going to get past this comment because we're going to get to theory time. Chris.
What is up,
Happy
Chris?
Wednesday. Hope you're all having a great week so far and great stream. Thank you for coming in, man. How's it going? How you doing? I hope you had a great stream as well. Did y'all see A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with Tom Hanks? That was pretty good. One of my favorites of 2019.
I did not see it. I wanted to. I watched the documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor? And that was beautiful.
One of the biggest snubs in Oscar history.
Yes.
Why do they always snub the one that's going to win?
It's a rigged game. What can I say?
Hawks in 7. Yeah, Hawks in 7. I think. I mean, they won tonight. It may be less. It's going to be Suns in 4. My hometown team. It's going to be Suns in 4, and they're going to take. They're going to win the NBA Finals. Sasha, anything?
No. Don't have an opinion on basketball. Nope. I'm sorry. I have also. I'm from Georgia, but the only Georgia team that I support is my Georgia Bulldogs. Go Dogs. Anyone else? I was brutally the one year. Maybe it was on me, guys, and I'll take the fall for it. But I'm getting away from this organization. When I was like, I'm rooting for the Falcons against the Patriots, and they blew that 23. Was it 23 or 25 point lead?
Are you talking about? Oh, sorry.
The Super Bowl.
Greatest days of my life.
Yeah. That.
Oh, it was 28-3. Oh, I have that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 25 lead.
Yeah,
that
they
day,
blew a 28-3 lead.
Instead of being sad, I just was like, I'm swearing all of these teams off. Like
the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead, and the Patriots won the Super Bowl. It's the greatest day of my life. I don't. Other than the Georgia Bulldogs, and I do like Atlanta United in the sense that like I like soccer, but I don't really follow MLS. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, nope. Sorry to them. Don't care about the Braves. Anytime I see a Braves fan, I put on my little Dodgers hat, and I'm like, oh, sorry to you. I'm just gonna put this out there so no one comes in the comments. I am not taking any comments on Arizona State right now. I'm in a time of mourning. We're gonna let it ride. My comment on the Arizona State situation is no comment. My PR team will be in contact. If you know, you know.
We will not be taking questions.
We will not be taking questions on the Arizona State situation. Yeah, Hawks and Seven. What's your favorite Terry Gilliam movie? He is the director beyond his time. His visuals are amazing. He did the first Monty Python Brazil and Fear of Loathing in Las Vegas.
I don't think I
don't
can.
know what he's done. Let me look at IMDb. What are you done, sir? He did Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Okay, there you go.
Doesn't get better than Monty Python.
Yeah. Monty Python, the Holy Grail. He didn't direct. Yeah, he did. He directed Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Okay, that's my favorite. It's me a flesh wound. Aiden, this we can agree on with sports. We can also agree Florida is a better school than Georgia, right? Sasha and Chris?
I think you have a typo, Aiden. Yeah.
I knew this was coming.
Yeah, no. No. Sorry.
No.
I have no comment on this. I have no comment. No comment.
Her PR team will be in touch. I want to take a moment to urge everyone here to please watch Blind Spotting. Please, please, please. It changed my life. Yes, that's on the top of my watch list.
Jaren talks about this movie. I want to watch it because for Hamill fans, the movie has Daveed Diggs in it, which I knew. But there's a TV show now, and Jasmine Cephas Jones is in it. So I'm like, I need to see both things.
Yep.
So thank you, Jaren, for the recommendation.
Wait, Bucks lost. My manager's going to be pissed. I live in Milwaukee, so anytime the Bucks, Brewers, Green Bay lose, Tire stays in depression. Yes, they did. They lost. But it's 7-game series. It's only game 1. Once upon a time in Hollywood for me. Bruh, we already know.
We didn't guess any. We didn't think otherwise at all.
We already know. I haven't seen Django. I was going to watch it, but I was about 20 minutes late. Django is flipping awesome. One of my favorite films I watched for the first time last year. Sasha, I love that little Vine hint at 3 beginning of your video. I thought it was funny. It's Wednesday. Don't spoil her video for me. I haven't seen it yet.
I said it last week. I just turned on the camera and I was like, it is Wednesday, my dudes. So yeah, no, I was the Vine generation. Yeah. So there's stuff pops up from time to time.
Jack, go Suns. Let's go. Oh, mother F.
Oh, he froze.
It's not the Wi-Fi. Thank God. Knowing my luck, it will be in a minute.
Hopefully not.
You gonna turn back on? Hello? I'm still here. God dang it. Okay, that battery's dead. Cool. All right, everyone, we'll take a sec, I guess.
Everyone, we're having a brief intermission.
Yeah, intermission.
Run to the bathroom, grab a snack, a drink.
We're gonna be here for another 4 hours, so.
Aiden can go educate himself on what SEC school is the best. It is Georgia. Don't have to do much research. It's Georgia. See, he's saying go Gators, but I don't.
You mean dogs, right?
Yeah, and it's with a W. No disrespect. Put the W in there. Throw it. Dog.
Dogs.
Like Randy Jackson used to say on American Idol. Dogs.
That's gonna be a no for me, dog. Suns and 4 guys goated. Yes, he is. Okay, yeah. So Suns. Okay, if you don't know and you're new, I'm from Arizona. So the Phoenix, I love Boston. Like those are my teams. But like my other teams are the Arizona teams. So I'm not a bandwagon because I'm literally from there. So y'all get off me.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. And if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know, Mr. President.
They are my team since the Heat got knocked out. I'm from and live in Georgia. My only roots are the Georgia Bulldogs. I hate the Falcons. They're a terrible organization. I rep the Browns, Warriors, Dogs only. Braves suck too. Lamau.
Preach, Jaren.
So if you like the Falcons, we have a Falcons channel at Chat Sports, and I run the community on that. So I actually get to use a community tab because I don't have 1,000 subscribers, so I can't use my own community tab. So I get to use a community tag at Chat Sports. Falcons, I'm not going to even try because my bosses will see this and then I'll be fired. If I don't know the name. Okay. I swore off the Falcons after they lost to the Niners in the SEC. Yeah, that one's rough. Not as bad as 28-3, though. Greatest day of my life. Jaren, how about them dogs? We're just talking about sports now, which is great. If y'all Sorry, the Mountain Dew's getting to me. If y'all haven't already, go subscribe to Chat Sports. That's where I work. You guys can see what I do.
Do it.
And like I tweet when I'm producing a live show. I have not seen a single one of you in the comments yet of any live show that I've done. I will shout you out if you are. So when I tweet that I'm producing, go and get in the comments. So, oh yeah, Jaron, you agree Florida is better than the Bulldogs too, right? Okay, I'm just gonna get past all these. I'm from
Aiden,
New York, New
we
Jersey.
appreciate the support, but the Gators gotta go.
How about them friggin' dogs?
Sick 'em.
I'm thinking of changing my channel name. I'm thinking about changing my PFP name. I don't know what that means. But not the channel. Thoughts on what you want me to change it to? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about like your display name? Like mine's Fanatic Films is like that. I mean, don't. I mean, just keep it the way you want. I mean, maybe if you want to shorten it up, maybe say Reagan Talks Movies, like Jaron Talks Movies. I mean, you could do that if you want to like shorten it up. But I mean, stay you. You know, do you?
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph broke his internet. It wasn't my internet this time. It was my camera. My camera battery died. Sasha, it's Florida's top 10 public university.
I'm not sure, but I know for a fact that this year the average ACT score was between a 32 and a 36. So of the acceptees. So
yo, that's sick.
That's all I got to say about that.
ASU #1 in innovation 7 years in a row. Florida's also better. But
do you have a cute mascot? But do you have a cute mascot?
You're muted.
Does your mascot listen to show you how great my school is? One of the first Georgia football games I ever go to, I go to get a blue Powerade. Okay, they're sold out. They have none. Okay, go back to the stands. The Bulldog, they put Ugga on the screen. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's so cute." Guess what is in that dog's cooler? In addition to an AC pack, an AC machine, in addition to an ice pack that he gets to lay on to cool himself down, as he should, he has a blue Powerade in there for himself.
But he deserves
I don't want to hear it that we're not the best school. Sorry.
I was going to say, you can't be mad at that. I think they deserve that. Where the frick am I? This is out of nowhere, but what is your guys' favorite Disney Channel movie? Yeah, High School Musical.
Yeah, High School Musical. If I had to pick another, Princess Protection Program is dope. Okay.
There's so many.
Minutemen is a great DCOM too.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Allie and AJ roller coaster song, just classic.
Yo, I forgot. I follow Golden State Chat Sports YouTube. I was watching them weekly during the play, and we'll keep watching because we're doing some cool stuff. And subscribe to Maine. Trying to hit 250,000 subscribers. And we just got a new sponsor too, which is really cool. So go over there. I wasn't there last night, but we did the NBA draft lottery, and that video's got over 175,000 views. They killed it. It wasn't me. I'm not taking credit for it. It was all the other guys that were there for the NBA. Chat Sports has a YouTube. Chat Sports is YouTube. Like that's what we do. Chat Sports is YouTube. It's an all digital sports news network. I'll time out. Great content. Just listen to me type. All right. So go subscribe. Subscribe. The newest video that just went out, NFL rumors on Aaron Rodgers. I made that thumbnail. That is my work. I made that thumbnail. That's one of the things I did today. I don't use Twitter except for movie drafts. It's a good thing to use Twitter for because I know you always vote for me. But just like follow me. I post dope stuff. You know the Gators eat dogs almost every day. Stop. Please. Okay. Why did I put that one up? Stop it.
You know how many, Aiden, you know how many people in my state have a picture of one of your players getting bit by my dog? Don't want to hear it. Sorry.
Go Bama, even though I'm Canadian. My dad went there. Hey, good.
Good for your dad, but no to Bama.
I don't even watch sports to be honest, though, but go them. Well, they win the national championship every year.
Well, yeah. Listen, if I could like anyone from that school, it was Tua Tagovailoa. That man is incredible. And a good-hearted person, too.
Can't you believe that next week's 50th anniversary of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? I miss Gene Wilder. May you rest in peace. It's a throwback.
That's amazing.
They drink Powerade, but where did that come from? All right, Florida. I don't think that's true. I think Gatorade came from Florida. Pretty sure Gatorade came from Florida. Aiden, I think you're wrong. I said Powerade and Gatorade. It's just Gatorade. California schools are Canadian schools are better than JK. Just subbed. Thank you, Aiden. I don't watch sports. Might sub though. Hey, sub. Tua is my QB. Tua is a GOAT.
Listen, I because of Ace Ventura and because of my boyfriend, I will at least entertain supporting the Miami Dolphins, especially when my Dallas Cowboys have got me down bad. Okay, so we can agree to disagree on that, Aiden. And I've been giving you a lot of crap this live stream, so I just want to say appreciate you being here. But yeah, I will defend my school.
It's fun. We're just having fun.
No matter what.
Yeah. I don't watch sports. My sub though. Even if you don't watch sports, just sub. And again, if I tweet a video, 9 times out of 10, I've produced it. And if I tweet a live show, I will usually say, "Hey, I'm producing. Come chill." Come chill. Like part of the job of producing is I have to read the chat because we do live Q&As. So I have to pull the questions. So I read the chat. So I will see you in there if you are there. So like, because I have to read the chat so I can pull questions. So come. Okay. Have you guys thought about a Disney film raffle, like subcategories, 1 live action, 1 animated, 1 picture? That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
You know, if I could get 3 other people in the room at the same time as me, we might be able to do some more movie drafts, but that's becoming difficult. I already ran to Sasha about this before we went live. All right. Can we get a Loki spoiler so can we get to Loki spoilers so I can get flamed even more? Yeah, we will shortly because Sasha's got to go to bed and so do I. LOL, I've been waiting a down bad Sasha moment.
Ever since I heard Cody Co say that for the first time, like the dudes who are down bad, I say it a little too much, but yeah, no. The Cowboys get me down bad all the time.
Sometime soon I'm gonna cut up a compilation of probably the only episodes of movie drafts we're ever gonna do. Yes, I'm still salty. Probably the only episodes of movie drafts we're ever gonna do. And the down bad moment will be in there.
Thank you.
Yes, Loki, please. I'm sorry. We're going to get there. I just like talking.
We're having fun, guys. We're having fun.
I'm sorry. I feel bad for Sasha being a Cowboys fan. It is y'all's year again. Sasha should go follow the Cowboys report with Tom Downey.
And I'm going to right after this. I promise you, because my number one pet peeve is that when people talk sports to me, I don't know enough about it to reply, or I can just trash talk a little bit. So Chat Sports is going to help me with that. Yes, it is always the Cowboys year. I say it at the beginning of every year. We're going to the Super Bowl this year. I've yet to be right in my entire lifetime. But you know what? I say it nonetheless because one day it's going to be true. One day it will be. And I'm really just excited for Dak's future. As long as he doesn't get injured, I think we're going to be good. That is all I have to say about that.
There's a link to the Cowboys report. Go subscribe.
Thank you, Jack.
Live show tomorrow. And I think I'll be running live community, which means I will be the one in the chat. So if y'all want to come say what's up, I may not directly say what's up, but you will know I'm there because I will be running live community tomorrow. So, all
right, I'm subbed.
Come say what's up. I'll check that out after live. Sick. Tom is great. He's awesome. All the talent there is awesome. Gonna make a video about ranking Pixar films. But I think I'm gonna get hate though. Look,
you get hate, it's still views though, Reagan.
Yeah. See, so this is the thing. This
Big
is the
brain
thing. If you like Reagan, I know you've been watching for a little bit now. Anytime like I get hate or say something, I'm like, yeah, but it's watch time. Like, so I'll give you a tip, Reagan, because I know that you're still relatively starting out, and like you've asked us in the past for like tips and stuff, and like. I'm going to I'll just say it right now. My 7-year anniversary comes up in a few weeks. I'm going to be making a video on my 7-year anniversary, talking about YouTube, talking about what I've learned, because I've never made a video about that before. So I'm going to make that as like a 7-year vet, which again, I don't think I am, but you're opening yourself up to the internet. There's going to be hate. It's just how it is. There are trolls. There are people. There are dicks. That's just what it is. Use it to your advantage. Okay. Okay, someone dislikes, whatever, who cares? Someone says a bad comment. Okay, whatever. I mean, you could time them out if you want. I mean, whatever. They're still, this is my whole mantra. They're still taking the time to freaking watch your video.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are still getting a view on your video. And for however long they watch, you are getting that watch time. They can say whatever the heck they want. Thank you for your view. Thank you for your watch time.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Exactly.
Like,
and you just don't take it personally, because that person, it says more about them than it ever will about you or your content, what they have to say. And everyone on the internet especially these trolls, they think they're the smartest people alive. They think they know everything. They've read every comic. They've seen everything. They've read every Wikipedia page, and they're going to tell you how it is. And you can just be like, you know what? Whatever. Sorry.
And Ricardo, dislikes are not only watch time, but also video engagement. Yes. And video engagement pushes the algorithm to get your videos out in front of more eyes. It doesn't matter if it's a like or a dislike. It doesn't matter to the algorithm. It's someone engaging with your video. It doesn't matter whether it is a like or a dislike. It doesn't. It's like, oh, someone engaged in the video. Let's recommend it to more people. That's how the algorithm works. The algorithm is a robot. It's not a living person. The algorithm is a robot. The robot reads the hardcore data, and that's how your videos get looked at. So that's what I would say is, like, you know, over my life, I've grown a thick skin. I think the internet's a great, the internet's a terrible place, but it's also a great place because you can grow a thick skin, and you just don't take it seriously because this is something that my parents taught me, because I always used to get I was always like nervous around other people and talking to people. I still hate to talk to people on the phone that I've never met before and stuff like that. But it's like, or like if my parents are being like weird in public or something, but they always told me this. They're like, but you're never going to see that person again. So like, who cares? That person,
and the trolls do not return. I can speak from personal experience. Anyone who said anything negative on my Venom video, anyone who said anything negative on my Loki video, anyone who's ever said negative things on my channel has never had the balls to come back and do it again.
Yeah, it's.
And if you reply to them, they will delete it.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
You kill it. Like, that's another thing. Kill them with kindness. Because if you just say like, whatever. Okay, cool. Thanks for the watch time. They won't come back, because then you show them that you don't care. Right? If you give them a reaction, like an inflammatory reaction, then you show that you care and they will continue. You got to show that you care. Or you leave them on red. If you don't respond, you're not giving them the time of day, and then they'll leave. So, and Aiden says people don't like when you respond. Yeah, because they're all keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I'm going to say whatever I want. But then when the person responds and calls them out, they're like, oh no. Like, those people are terrible people. Like, they have no lives. But they may have a crappy life, and they're, you never know who a person is. So I kill them with kindness. That's how I do. I kill them with kindness. The announcer said, hopefully it's just twisted when he broke his ankle. Who broke his ankle?
Dak Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was way more than a roll or
but
a
if
twist.
You watch the Cowboys report with Tom Downey, he's looking pretty good. Looking like he's going to be ready to go.
Pretty good. Could it be like his 2016, 2017? I can't remember which was the rookie season, but whichever one it was.
I don't know. I'm going to give that I'm going to give that 2 stars, but I'm not allowed to give stars. Only Tom Downey is allowed to give stars. Holy crap, that's smart. That's why we're the best in the bit. I'm joking. I've just learned a thing or two over 7 years on this platform. That's why you should like Jack's videos so much. So that's why you should like Jack's videos so much, so more people can see them. You don't have to, but it does drive the algorithm. A lot of people have been liking my videos lately, which is cool. I appreciate it. You are right. The internet is full of good people and bad people. Life moves on. Things change. That's life. That's what the internet is. It's like someone will say something, whatever. You're never going to hear from them again. You're never going to see from them again. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? You either delete all comments, just block them when they're the ones that start it. Or not even that. It's just, you just leave it and they look like an idiot and whatever. Unless it's like a really bad word. Like, I'll delete ones that have like terrible words. Never attack them back viciously. Yeah, 100%. You guys are the best in the biz. I appreciate that. Sasha's
We
the best in
appreciate
the
it,
biz.
Reagan.
I appreciate that.
I've learned a lot of what I know from Jack, so.
I don't know how much I know. I've learned a lot through work because that's all I'm doing is YouTube. Literally, just doing YouTube at work, which is great. It's a lot more complicated than that, but it's a lot of fun. All right, we're caught up. It's time.
Theories.
All right, we'll get through this quick because like Sasha and I both want to go to bed. We will take some comments at the very end. If you only do a few, like we're gonna hit them quick. So, but let's do theories. So I'm just gonna start real quick because I have a few written down, and then Sasha can go. Okay. So the first one is one that we hit. Oh wait, pause. Theory time. So the first one's one that we hit kind of talking in the comments, and this is the one that I don't really like. I think now that there's no way out for Loki and Sylvie, the TVA is just going to swoop in and save them. Like we're going to see the portals open up and they walk in because they find where they are. That's kind of one of my theories. And what it'll be is like, hey, all crap's broken loose. We need both of you to come help save the sacred timeline. Because I think Loki has kind of started to get through with Sylvie. I don't think completely, because I don't think we know her entire story yet. But I think that's going to happen. I think that's a giant cop out, and I hate it, but I think that's how it's going to happen. Thoughts?
I think, yeah, I will be a little disappointed if that's what it is. I think I don't mind if things aren't addressed. I just don't like cop outs of things.
Find a different way to get off.
I kind of have a weird feeling that maybe someone else, not like a cameo situation, but like something else will just reverse itself.
Man just come in.
Yeah, I almost have like a weird. See, like when I say theory, this is not like it's not substituted by anything, and it's not like it doesn't even make that much sense. But I've almost wondered if like, what if the TVA has known where they are the whole time, and like they've just been letting them play out this situation, and like maybe not that they're gonna come in and save them, but like the whole thing shuts down, and it's like it was like some simulation of the timeline, or like to see where they would go. That would be the same sort of thing. Like they're saved by the TVA, but it'd be a little bit different.
That's
that I would enjoy it more. You know, to see like they're running simulations on them or something like that would be interesting. But I don't know.
That's interesting. I just don't think that they really know about Sylvie.
I don't think so.
Contain her. That's the thing.
Mm-mm.
But they could pull a ruse like that, and that would surprise me. So another one we kind of hit, and I'll just hit it briefly. I don't think Owen Wilson knows. I don't think anyone in the TVA knows that they are. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I think there's a little inkling, like, you know, the jet ski thing. I think the jet ski will come back into play. I don't think that's just a little thing. They wouldn't have had an actual conversation about that in episode 2 if it wasn't going to come back to play. All right. This is my biggest theory.
Lay it on us.
And I got to give credit to Tom Downey from the Cowboys Report, because he was someone that told me this theory. And I had thought of it before, but I completely forgot, and then he brought it back up. It was either him or one of our fellow producers named Jeremy. I want to give them both credit because I don't remember which one told me. One of them did. I know where the TVA is. I know where it is.
Where, Jack?
Time moves different in the TVA. Do you know where that line has been used before?
In the Mobius strip.
Time works different in the quantum realm.
There you go.
The TVA is in the quantum realm. Ant-Man and the Wasp, when Hank Pym goes back to save Janet, and we've all seen that enhanced picture. There's like a city out there. That's the TVA.
It's a very interesting prospect.
The TVA is in the quantum realm, because how in Endgame, how do they travel through time in Endgame? Through the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
Through the quantum realm. How are they traveling through time with the TVA? Through the quantum realm. And
what else can you say?
And also, if we're going to get Kang, the Conqueror, he's supposed to be in Quantumania, the next Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. He's supposed to be like the ruler of the quantum realm or something like that. I haven't read the comics, but something like that. And he's heavily rumored to be in the show. We're in the quantum realm, baby. We're in the quantum realm.
I love it. I love that theory. I think this was pointed out to me by a close friend of mine. So if he's watching this, he'll know who he is. But that the Mobius strip, which is like that inverted, twisted, like it almost looks like a lifesaver gummy, is the shape that Tony makes that proves that you can do time travel. It's called a Mobius strip. That is like, it's spelled exactly the same way as Agent Mobius. So I think Jack may be on something here because
we're blasting off. We're blasting off.
Because it literally is spelled the exact same way. And that is like gotta be the most intentional choice. Because there's already enough M people. There's Mephisto. There's Morbius is the vampire guy, right? And Spider-Man. So do we need another M name? Mysterio. Do we need another one? No.
They didn't have to name him that. They didn't have to name him. Well, they might have had to, but I don't think they had to name him.
Jack's shook, guys.
We're having what I'd like to call a brain blast right now, ladies and gentlemen. Holy Mother of God. This is why I love this stream. This is why I love this. This is why I love this. Okay. I'm going to get a headache. I need to chill. Okay.
Wow.
Cracked it. We cracked it. We cracked it. Yes. I love it. This is why I love this crap. This is why I love it, because it all comes together. Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. All right. I'll let you hit.
I mean, I don't know how I follow that up. I guess, okay, not to be boring, but I'm going to double up on my theory from last week about the TVA being, instead of the 3 timekeepers, being a Wizard of Oz, man behind the curtain situation. I'm going to double down on that, because if we have been lied to, now I understand that you would need a powerful force to bring all these people in and brainwash them to thinking they've been agents that have been created there that are only there. But, I feel like if the lie is that they've always been there, like, it's way easier to overcome the space lizards lie and have that be like 3 real people or just 1 real person pretending to be 3 space lizards. It's way easier to overcome that than it is to say like, oh, all these people were just created out of nowhere. Like, that's a way bigger problem than 3 individual space lizards. So my theory is they're not the space lizards. Last week I said it just as kind of like what if. This week I'm going to double down on it and be like, that's something that I could see happening. Is that this is being watched over by another Eternal figure, because I know that like the Eternals is not going to be all the Eternals from the comics, or it is going to be some form of like the Watcher from What If, who oversees the multiverse, or it's a freaking evil Miss Minutes or something, like there's a real Miss Minutes or something. I don't know.
Bring it.
I kind of, that was like one of my very early theories, was that like Miss Minutes was going to turn out to be Lady Loki in disguise or like something like that. I've definitely let that go, but like at this point, who knows where the lie ends?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yes, I'm going to harken back to our last point real quick. I had to find this. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
There you go.
If you know, you know. One of the greatest Disney movies of all time. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Y'all thought I wasn't gonna bring a screen share back this time. Y'all
he
thought
did.
This
he could not resist.
Y'all thought this week was the week I didn't bring it back, but here we are. But yeah, I mean, I dig that theory. I think it's becoming a little more evident that they may not be time lizards up a golden elevator. Like, I don't know about that one, but yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Do you have any other theories? I mean, are we ending this one quick? I mean,
I'm trying to think if I have.
We had the climax earlier.
Yeah, we did. I mean, that's a hard thing to follow. I just don't know that I have too many, because they're either way out there at this point. like I think like I could say things that I feel with like a good amount of confidence of like I believe in this season it will either end with someone going to see the timekeepers or us meeting them, and
Oh yeah, we're gonna have
you
that
know,
reveal.
like we're gonna have that, but I
Mhm.
don't feel like that's a theory. I feel like that's kind of like what Aiden was talking about earlier, like something that a lot of people just expect to happen. I don't know. I mean, like there's other stuff I could throw out there. Like, I don't know if Lady Loki stays on for 2 more seasons. Like, I could see her dying, but I could also see her getting a spin-off or something. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know at this point.
Yeah,
So I think the only thing that I know, oh, here's a theory, I guess.
let's do
I
it.
think Agent Mobius is going to be, you know how Lady Loki can kind of control people's minds and
Yeah.
there's memories back there? She is going to be the one to
Gonna
like
unlock
go
it.
into Mobius and help them unlock.
And then
Because they're only going to be able to wake up like 1 or 2 of them at a time, you know?
Ooh, we're having another moment right now.
Bring it, Jack, bring it.
She's gonna have to unlock Mobius to help them out, take on the TVA, and he's gonna turn. So see, he's not a secret villain. They're gonna get in there, and he's gonna join them. Ooh, it's all coming together.
There you go.
Great. Look at us. Look at us bouncing off.
Look
each
at
other. That's
us.
how we do it.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Not me.
Not me.
Not me. All right, that's great. I mean, do anything? I mean, I think like we talked about Kang. We had our brain blast ×2.
I think that just kind of is the theory of the day. You know what I mean? Like the theory of the series is that
we're in the quantum realm, guys.
My mind will be blown. Will be blown.
Oh yeah, they just do like a sickle like zoom out, and it's just like you zoom out of the scene. It's just like, oh, quantum realm. Time works different in the TVA. See, there's a reason that they phrased it that way. They could have said, oh, time's just, time doesn't flow the way that it does. They could have phrased it somewhere. Time works different in the TVA. Time works different
it's
in the
an exact realm. Quote.
Like, guys, we're onto something.
This is big. This is big news.
Guys, we unlocked it. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Yeah, that Mobius one. Holy mother of God. You just blew my mind. Like, that had a brain blast. Like, I'm Jimmy Neutron. Like, that was... That's moment of the week right there. Theory time over.
There you go.
All right. We'll hit these, and then we're going to go to bed. Okay. Y'all are both the best. No, you're the best, Aiden.
Thank you, Aiden.
You know why? Because you come back every week. You don't have to be here. But you do. You come back every freaking week. You're the best. It's time for Loki. Well, it's over now, but yes, it was. Is Sasha doing another High School Musical live stream?
So I've been debating this. So part of the reason I did it last week was I was on vacation. And so I wasn't able to actually watch the episode. And I either had the choice between filming the episode and because it was Father's Day, not editing it and posting it until the next day, or later than that. Like, I was worried it would be later than that, or I could do a live stream when I had that free hour. So I decided to do the free hour. So if you guys like the live stream better than the sit down reviews, to be honest, it's a lot more fun to get to talk to you guys, and it's a lot less like time consuming. Mm-hmm. But I can also still do like those, and then like the next day, cut the first 15 minutes. Like last week, the first 15 minutes, if you guys were there, you knew it was 15 minutes of like review, and then we chatted for the rest of the time. So I'm open to that if you guys are, but I need to know. I'm good with either.
I mean, it's just personally for me, I love doing live streams. I love talking to the chat, and it is also a great content engine, as we call it at Chat Sports. Like, now y'all know 2 videos a week are going to be, I'm going to cut from this live stream. Like, Wednesday is Loki live stream. Tomorrow will be our spoiler review, and then we'll have theories sometimes before the next episode. Like, it's great because it's easy, but also fun. I would do it, Sasha, and I'll be there. Even if I'm at work, I'll say,
there we go. Yeah, you did last week. I literally said, I was like, if Jack is at work, and then you were like, yeah, I'm at work. And I was like, oh man, that's how you know Jack is an OG though. That's how you know.
Well, okay. I'll pop in, say what's up, and then I'll pop out because I'll be like, okay, I'll say what's up, but then I gotta get back to work. But I don't ever do it when I'm like busy. Like, That was a downtime. So I was like, oh, Sasha's on. I'll say what's
He
up.
is responsible, guys. Anyone from Chat Sports watching this, the man loves his job, okay? He's on the ball. He's on the ball.
I love my job. I really do. I think they will save him, which is boring. Yes. I think Mobius will turn on the TVA once Loki tells him he's a variant of the 90s who rode jet skis. Yes.
He's going to be like, my jet ski.
My jet ski. It was real.
All along.
Also, Renslayer is in love with Kang in the comics, but I don't want Kang to be the next Mephisto. So the difference between that is like Mephisto just isn't going to happen because with like overseas and China and things like that, it's not happening. Kang is
but
going
Kang's
to
already confirmed.
Kang's
and
literally been casted, so it's like Kang's going to happen.
Yeah,
and Kang's going to be in Quantumania. Yes, he's already like he's
going to be Jeremy or Jonathan from
Jonathan Majors. Majors.
From Lovecraft Country.
Yeah. Kang confirmed. Thank you, Jack. You're welcome. I thought TVA was the Good Place at first. Hey, yeah,
it is very similar to the Good Place.
Mm-hmm. It's got the vibes. Off topic, but I made a short film on my channel. It's cringy but entertaining. I think you guys would like it. It's only 3 minutes long. I made a short film on my channel. It's 5 minutes. I don't think it's great, but I'm proud of it. I made it for my film class.
You guys are braver than me. I have 2, and they are both privated. And they will stay that way. I'm sorry, but you guys are if you can put something that you made out there on the internet, like you got to be proud of it. You know what I mean?
That's my one chance in life to fulfill my otherworldly dream of being a director, cinematographer in Hollywood. I'm going to put it out there. I don't
There you go.
How good or bad it is. Now they aren't looking so good. We're talking about the
TVA.
quantum TVA. Not looking so good. Jeremy Bearimy. Hey.
Exactly.
Hey, nah. Jeremy's a good guy. You get out of here. You get out of here. Jeremy's a good guy. He's awesome. You get out of here. Leave. Go. Unless it is Jeremy, because he makes a lot of.
Oh, wait. Do you not understand the reference, Jack? Did you watch The Good Place?
No, I
so
didn't.
Jeremy Bearimy is like the way that they explain the way time works. So it's like the Mobius strip. So that's what he's saying, Jeremy Bearimy.
Okay,
you said it at first. I thought you were joking, and then I was like, wait a minute.
Well, no, because the guy I credited with the theory, his name is Jeremy. So I was like, no. Get out of here. I will defend my friend Jeremy.
Jeremy Bearimy is like a...
Okay, I take that back. You're allowed to stay. When Jack's Mountain Dew kicks in, shakes. We're blasting off. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. Nah, I'm actually pretty chill on Mountain Dew. Your colleagues are geniuses. Yeah, I know. They could run this channel better than me. So couldn't miss this. Kang is a timekeeper, and Renslayer works for him, keeping his idea. Well, that's a theory that people have said. It could be he could be the timekeepers. He could be all 3 of them. Like that is a theory that's been not by me, but that is a theory that has been thrown out there.
It definitely could.
Emperor's New Groove is actually great. Yes, it is. And if you think differently, you're wrong. Kronk is like Boba Fett in 2000. You know that's true though. He's off doing Yzma's work. Like he is Boba Fett. 10 out of 10. What about President Loki, guys? It's still going to happen. I think now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now my theory from last week has completely done a 180 and shifted after this episode. Because last week I said it's going to be him like saying surprise to Lady Loki. I think that's complete. It's the TVA now again. I think I've completely 180 flipped. 10 out of 10.
Oh, wait. Okay, I have a theory now. I've got to throw it out there.
God dang it, theory time's over. No, I'm joking.
In the that scene where he's like president.
Surprised?
All of the people behind him, do we know if those are confirmed to be like other Loki variants? Because I feel like a couple of them looked familiar when they did that thing.
Council of Lokis.
So what I'm thinking is maybe they're saved not by the TVA, but by another Loki variant.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Next episode, the other Lokis come in because they've got those pads too, and they're going to save them. Council of Lokis.
There you go.
Let's do it.
There's my theory. There you go. Sorry I did not get in the theory time.
God dang.
I apologize, Jack. I'm sorry.
I'm joking. It's all good. We're good. Lady Loki spinoff from a Loki spinoff. Yeah.
So you say question, but the Mandalorian, the OG Mandalorian, was Boba Fett. And now he has his own show. So it's not absurd. Yeah. It's not unheard of.
It's not unheard of. They're doing it right now. Hey, at least I knew the Mobius one. Yeah, I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't because we wouldn't have had that moment if I did.
There you go.
Tara Strong says Miss Minutes will have more screen time this season. There's something up with her. There's something up with Miss
I
Minutes.
love Miss Minutes. Listen, you guys know I
you
love
do.
Miss Minutes, and if she's evil, she just might be my favorite character because
Of all time.
she snuck. It was Miss Minutes all along. Miss Minutes is Agatha all along. Okay, it was Miss Minutes. There you go.
We're blasting off again. This is what I look forward to every Wednesday. Yeah, this is when we were having our brain blast. That's not a theory. It's a truth. Yes. I hope you both have a good night. Thanks for the live stream. You guys are one of my favorite YouTubers. You guys are great. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you,
get
Alex.
Sleep. We're going to get sleep soon. This was a ton of fun. Y'all kept me entertained while I rearranged my room. Never failed to give us a good time. Keep coming back, Jaron. We love to have you in here. Keep coming back. How excited are y'all for Fast 9? I'm going to see it tomorrow night.
Jack is psyched.
Review out on Friday.
I am excited. I have been pumped up more by those things where it's like when you pass the grandma in her 03 Corolla and the guy puts the like towel on his back and he squats down with like have you seen those TikToks where he squats down with the whole crew?
Yeah.
Those have me excited for Fast 9.
But you haven't even seen the other ones.
I've seen Fast 1, Fast and Furious. I've seen Tokyo Drift. I've seen Too Fast, Too Furious. I've seen F7, F8. No, I haven't seen 7. No, I've seen 8. So I've seen the directly previous to this.
Wow.
But I need to.
And then you went to 8.
Well, I saw 8 first, and then I started watching the series again.
Okay.
And they all went off of Netflix, so that's when I stopped, to be frank with you, to be honest.
When Jack drinks too much Mountain Dew. Suicide Squad's a great movie all the time. It's good though, Jack. No, Suicide Squad sucks. It's absolute garbage. I just want
never
the
know with the Mountain
Dew
Dew talking though.
No,
never know.
No, nothing will ever change my opinion on Suicide Squad. I will say the Suicide Squad might be the greatest movie of all time. I don't think so, but it's going to be really good. I'm excited about it. I just want the original ones back. It's so grandiose now, but they're still good. I love the grandiose. That's the thing I love. I love the
complete suspension of disbelief in the Fast franchises is what you got to be there for.
It's superheroes with cars. Like, that's what it is.
It's Hot Wheels on steroids.
1 month till my opening night, so pumped. Nice, man. Good luck to you.
Psyched for you, Reagan.
Says good luck. That's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, Jack. Tip for TikTok: add a popular audio, but then mute it for more views. Yeah, look, I'm doing TikTok, but I'm like not doing TikTok. Like I'm doing it the way I want to do it. I'm just doing it more for more outreach. I don't necessarily want to go viral. Now, if I go viral, that's dope, and more people are gonna come to my channel and subscribe. But I'm not like. I know a lot of like our other content people, like I know Chris does it, Ewan does it, people like that do it. And they're doing, the viral stuff and the stuff like that, which is great. That's the content they like doing. It's too much time for me. I ain't got enough time to do that. I don't really want to do that. It's not really the content I want to do on TikTok. So I'm going to stick to kind of just movie reviews, doing my physical media reviews that I've been doing, which I really enjoy. But I do appreciate the tip though, because I'm still trying to learn TikTok a little bit. I love how stupid it is, but the street racing is awesome too. Yo, yeah, 100%. I mean, I love the cars. The cars are freaking awesome. And it's awesome because I would consider that I would say that I have a car like that because I got it's the Mountain Dew. Because I have a 2016 Dodge Charger, which is pretty, I don't like to toot my own horn. Boop, boop. It's a pretty cool car. So I binged them all last summer and then I'd go on the highway in my Charger and I'm like, yeah, I'm dumb. Like, yeah, because I haven't. So like my mom and I, because my mom has seen them all too. We always meme how Dom is just always like this, just one hand grip it, like a heavy grip in the steering wheel, heavy gripping. And I drive the exact same way, one hand grip. So sometimes I'm like going and I'm like, I'm Dominic Toretto. So, I get the rev. I get the rev going. I'm like, yeah, I'm in a Fast and Furious movie. I would beat Dom in a quarter mile race. I don't think you would. I'm sorry, because he lives his life a quarter mile at a time. You wouldn't. I'm sorry. That's it. Now we're getting to delusional hours where Aiden thinks he'd beat Dom in a quarter mile race.
Well, he already thinks Florida is better than Georgia. So I don't know if that's just Aiden's tired or I don't know if that's just Aiden.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Aiden.
But that's it, guys. You guys are all fan-flippin-tastic.
Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Sasha. I
Thank
know
you, Jack.
I said we'd be off by 12. It's literally 12 o'clock.
Listen. When we have a good time on these, I literally forget even that I'm like tired or anything.
That
like
brain
I have
blast
a
at the end,
blast.
it's
That was
worth
like
the
a
whole
shot of
time.
espresso.
Yeah. So
Keep it going.
I
Absolutely.
appreciate you, Sasha, for coming.
Thank you, Jack, for always having me on. These are what I look forward to at Wednesday nights. I love it.
It's awesome. And thank everyone for coming. Thank you all for 700 subscribers. I'm going to try to get the spoiler review out tomorrow, but it's already 11 o'clock, so I'm kind of tired. But Fast 9 review is coming on Friday. Saturday is hopefully going to be Fast franchise ranking. What else is coming? Movie drafts, hopefully. I don't freaking know at this point. Which kind of tilts me a little bit. YouTube tips, the 4th of July, how patriotic, 7-year anniversary. Working on a La La Land video essay. I started that. It's coming. Sons of Anarchy video essay is coming. I had something else. Oh, yeah. I'm doing another stream this week. So if y'all were here last week, you saw my visceral, huge reaction to Logic coming back. Well, today he announced that he's dropping an album on Friday that is a collection of all of his old songs from his old mixtapes that were never allowed to be streamed because they were all copyrighted beats and other people's music. He got those songs cleared finally, and he is releasing them in a collection called the Young Sinatra Collection this Friday night. So we are going to do a live listen watch party listening to the album. Now, a lot of you, if you've already heard him, you've heard his mixtapes, you've heard that stuff already, but not everyone has. So we'll get to experience some of these classics for the first time with some of you guys. So, and I'm pushing more Logic stuff hard now because 1, it got really good views, but 2, I also love it. So I'm very excited. So if you like Logic, if you like hip hop, rap, things like that, if that's not your cup of tea, that's cool.
Just stop by and say hello.
We'll see you in the next Loki live stream. But if you like that and you like Logic, which I know Aiden right here, Logic is great. Yes, he is. Friday night. I don't know what time, but it's going to be late. Actually, is it tomorrow night? Because it drops on Friday. It might be tomorrow night.
Stay tuned. You want to hit that notifications bell, guys, so you don't miss it.
Or we might do it this weekend because I may not want to stay up too late because of work the next morning. But we're going to do a live watch party to the Young Sinatra Collection Volume 1 sometime this weekend. So if you like Logic, you like hip hop, you like rap, or if you've never heard him before and you want to come listen to his old stuff first for the first time, watch. Sorry, Reagan. It's rap. It's explicit. It's hip hop. I don't know if you'll be able to come. But if you want to come say hey, come say hey. But I'm excited about that. But guys, that's it. That's it. Sorry. That's it. I love y'all. Have a good night.
Peace out, everyone.
See you in the next live stream.